What it do, everybody? I'm gonna add Mark here in a moment. Give me a second here. Hope everyone's doing well.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a full.
The world is stupid. Oh, Sean. You know it, Sean. Money don't mean shit. My boy Shangal already in the flesh over there. Yes, the world is stupid. We know it. I sent Mark the invite just a moment ago. I'm about to. I need to give him a call real quick. You know, color people time. I try not to do it, and relatively speaking, with my other friends and whatnot, I'm not those. I'm not the worst. I've been waiting for it. Let me make sure Mark is here. I'm gonna call him real quick on my phone, and then I just sent him the invite. Hey, yo, Mark.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good, good. Yeah, I text you the invite. Sorry it was kind of late, but you can join whenever you ready, all right?
It's all good. I'm in the studio now.
Oh, you are? Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so Mark's here. He'll be here in a moment. He said he's in the studio, so should be able to see him here. Oh, there he is, my guy. All right. Can you hear me, Mark? I'm still trying to get used to this StreamYard stuff. Boy, oh boy. See you on the stage. Not sure if you're talking right now. You say y'all early for Black Friday. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But let me make sure my boy Mark, I don't know if you're talking right now. We all prisoners. Yeah, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to that. Sean. Just want to be sure. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear Mark? I can't hear. I'm not sure what's on my end. I might have to. It's weird. Shangal, were you able to hear Mark at all, or was it just me? Can anybody hear me at least? I'm gonna put on my phone the YouTube so I can see how it is over there for any comments. Oh, I think it's the same thing. That's good. Okay. Okay, you were able to hear me, Sean? That's good. No sound from Mark? Okay. I'll resend that invite. Oh, he's here again. Right, cool. Let me add him to stage.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. All right. How you been, Mark? How's your day been?
I've been pretty good. I was in the backstage trying to get the microphone to work. I don't know what happened there.
No problem. We out here. We doing it. Yeah, I'm pretty good myself, man. Just another day, you know. Feel like I never have any time to do anything, you know.
Tell me about it.
Like fuck, man. I'm fucking just running around. Don't got fucking, you know, no time to think. You just gotta do. But we here now, so that's good. So I wanted to start. You know, my boy Shangal, my last video on the YouTube channel, solutions, you know, what can we do? You know, my boy Shangal, I told you guys already my last YouTube video. If you're listening to me, of course, Mark, you probably already know him. You probably already know Shangal, but Shangal especially. You know, Mark and I, we talked earlier in the week, and I was like, man, that boy Shangal, man, he's of a different echelon, man. He has like like a general, you know, or lieutenant. I don't know what the different terms, but
Yeah,
like,
he does have that vibe about him, doesn't he?
right, like, man, like he orchestrated this. He was like, man, Uno, that's my nickname, Uno. You gotta get with Mark and, you know, have just a one-on-one, and just kind of go back and forth and everything, because, you know, somebody like Mark and Shangal, you know, they're hardcore, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of times with my videos, I told Mark, and Shangal knows, he knows the vibes. You know, I talk with a baseline, you know, with antinatalism, that again, it's a baseline. It doesn't matter who you are. You should come to this conclusion. It's obvious as fuck. You know, birth and death, like my boy over here, Sean, talked about. We are in a stupid world. You know, it's a bunch of immaturity all around us. And so, why would you want to promote that? Why would you want to be around that? It's just simple things to come to this conclusion that other people don't want to really face. So the funny thing, Mark, and anyone listening to this that I've seen with antinatalism or any of these talks is like when you get that opposing person or somebody that's new, they like to come with the, oh, you got to convince me. You haven't convinced me enough, or, you know, I'm not impressed type of energy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to understand those for those type of people where it's like, oh, this isn't. I don't feel like you guys really. You just seem so negative. You know, I'm good. People around me are good. But see, the issue with that is this everything we're talking about is happening. It's not like we're talking some shit that's like, oh, it might happen, or no, these type of things are happening to everyone around us. You know what I mean? It's just the different levels, and people get lost within that relativity. But all this shit is the same shit, different day. And for every single one of us in some way, you know, we're getting fucked up. We're getting toiled around in this fucking world. And we all know it. You know what I mean? It's just, again, it's just a bit different for somebody else compared to somebody else. But we're all getting fucked up in this world. You know what I mean? And with this type of energy, with the chaos, this is, again, whether you like it or not. So the anti-natalist rhetoric is really soft. It's like, listen, you know, we're just kind of nudging you and being like, hey, you know, you don't have to promote this. And like, you're saving a lot of your lineage at the same time. It's like a heartfelt thing. But
Right.
at the same time, for those people, especially that want to, you know, slide us and, you know, talk some shit honestly, they have something coming. To be, you know, I don't want to kind of sound like I'm threatening her, but like it's coming to all of us. Okay, this entropy, right? You know,
Yes.
what always was, you know what I mean? And so we're gonna be talking about a lot of that energy tonight. Mark, have you ever showed your channel, your art, man? Mark showed me his art, man. My goodness, this boy can draw. Have you ever showed them that?
I showed them an older picture. I think I showed them a few pictures on my public post that I did. I did one with APEP. I showed that one, and I think I did another one with a representation of Tiamat and the primordial chaos, symbolized with the symbol of chaos and entropy. So I showed a few there, but I haven't showed all of it. But I should definitely start showing more of my artwork in my public space. Definitely, because I think that art and symbols communicate so much better, oftentimes, than words do. Because when you see a picture, you don't necessarily always have to explain everything about it, but when you see it, it goes straight to the subconscious, and then you get the message. You might not understand it in full, but you get the overall gist of it, which is why I like to use art, which is why I like to channel a lot of my entropic, chaotic desires into my artwork. And I use that as a form of magic personally. I think that that to me is an effective way of communicating and putting out that particular energy into the world, the energy of entropy, the energy of wanting to bring down this glass house. And it is a glass house. It's a matter of finding the cracks in the walls to bring it down, shattering. And that is being done now. I mean, you might not see it everywhere, but there are people all over this earth who have that black seed within them, that fire, that flame, and we are all working toward a singular goal. We might not share the same language, but we have that same intent. We have that same flame burning in us anyway, whether it's in America, whether it's in Africa, Europe, or Australia. I'm in the communication, and you know, I look, I listen, and we all are on that same time. Like, we have to bring about the end. We need to usher in the flame that will be needed to break down the prison, and that's what we are really about. And how we do that is different. Some people would choose different methods, but what matters is that we have the same intent, and it is the intent of everybody who is here, who is against being a slave, who is against imposition into a slave system that is never going to get better because it was not made to get better. This is a shit show. It was a shit show from the very beginning, from the very start. When the world came into being, I think that's when the trouble started. I mean, you know, the very moment that this was the source of the problem, because it shouldn't be, it shouldn't exist. It's a aberration. It's a error, and people like us who have this flame, this desire, we are living embodiments of the void, trying to bring all this back to zero because we recognize it's an error that got out of control and it needs to go back like ASAP.
And like you said, with it being like a flame, you know, that means like you kind of had to keep it up, you know, you don't want it to go out. You got to keep it, you know, rising up. And so, like Shangao and you always kind of are about, you know, you make posts on your channel, very frequent. You know, Shangao, he has a Discord. He's always encouraging, trying to make people join his group. Just put things out, you know, keep it burning, keep it raging, you know, because already it's raging in every one of us. My boy Untap from the last stream from before, shout out to Untap Potential. He was like, listen, man, you know, he was trying to make sure like, hey, you know, listen, at the end of the day, you know, we know what we're going to do and we're going to do what we do, just like any one of us, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, for other people on the other end of it, they're feeling it too. They got the flame too. The entropy is in all of us. It's just, again, with the levels, it's just how far do you want to go with it? And those of us like on this end, you know, we going as much as we can with them. We like you said, the acceleration is like we trying to shut this shit down, you know what I mean? And yeah, bro. And see, this is the thing with like even the term like God, you know, generator, operator, but you know, we the part of God that we are is the destroyer. You know what I mean? It's funny too when you look at that term God and you know that last letter, you know, destroyer. I think it just goes to your point with how this was a, you know, a flaw from the get-go. And I think that's the realization that we're supposed to kind of come up to. You know, like the whole idea for us to even come to this point is like, wow, yeah, we shouldn't even fucking be here. I don't know whatever the fuck it was before, but then you come to here to then realize, yeah, this wasn't shit to begin with. And so when you look at the letter D, destroyer, think about it. It's like a half circle. You know what I mean? It's not whole. So you're coming to that realization that like, damn, you know what I mean? With this individuality, you know, this dense physical fucking nature realm that we're in, it's again, we know a D deficient, you know what I mean? It's just, you're holding on to something that really is not the, you know, valuable state. It's not auspicious, you know, for where we were and where we're going to go back. And we're just intensifying that, you know what I mean? And again, that's coming whether we like it or not. Antinatalism is just the knock on the door, letting you know, like, hey guys, you know, this is the thing, man. Motherfuckers are just liars. Just straight up, let's just call that again. Motherfuckers are liars when it comes to, you know, people like anyone listening to this, any one of us that have tried to, you know, spill this type of shit to somebody, and anyone wants to be like, oh, you know, that's good for you. You know, you can do what you do, but I'm just gonna still, you know, have my lineage here and put people to die and shit. But at the same time, they're doing the same shit. There's just in another way. But yeah, I'm all about just, you know, connecting to people like Mark. Anyone listening to this, we appreciate you. And a lot of this talk is going to be just, please understand, anything that you do is significant. Do not belittle yourself. Do not belittle yourself, even with your own mentality, how you're thinking on a day-to-day, meditating on that annihilation of this creation. Please do not think that that does not have a significance, because it's more than what meets the eye.
Exactly.
Like Mark just talked about with the artwork, you know what I mean? Consciously, we know of a certain level when we see art. It's like, okay, yeah, this can mean that and that. But the subconscious level is that repository, you know what I mean? And it's storing in much more information than we can, you know, naturally consciously perceive. And so that's a power bank right there, you know? That's an energy house. And
you know what's actually funnier too? I just thought about this. Entropy is going to happen anyway. It's not something that can be debated. It's going to reach its maximum at some point anyway, and it doesn't require much of anything to actually get it done. Truth be told, if you think about it, things are already naturally prone toward entropy anyway. You know, if it takes more energy to maintain something
boy,
than it does to destroy it. So think about this. If humanity didn't do a damn thing, if everybody stopped doing shit tomorrow, if everybody stopped going to work, if everybody stopped paying bills, if everybody stopped doing all the essential work, quote unquote essential work, if everybody just stopped and shit fell apart, it would end like that. It would end like that. The whole system would come tumbling down because it requires the energy to sustain itself. Whereas if people just stopped, if it just went zero energy input into the system, it would break. I mean, think about it like a house. If you have a house and you don't maintain the house, what starts to happen to it naturally? It breaks down. You get cold pipes in the winter, they break. You get different situations like the roof. It gets to deteriorate. You have all sorts of things that can happen with the house if you don't maintain it. And this universe is pretty much that house. The problem is there are so many people trying to maintain it, so many different individuals trying to maintain this slave house, and they don't understand that the longer the shit happens, the longer the shit keeps going, the more slaves are going to be here, the more suffering is going to continue, uh, the more this despicable situation is maintained, and we are trying to get that back down to where it should be, which is the nothingness, or as close to that as possible, because we realize that this shouldn't be. And all the energy going into it just to maintain a place where you are born as a fucking slave, you're gonna die a slave, where slavery is pretty much mandated not only by other people, which is already infuriating, but by your own body. You know, all these fucking needs that you have to take care of. You need food, you need warmth, you need shelter, need. Whereas if it were just the fucking 0 point, there would be no need at all. It wouldn't be anything to have to maintain or have to keep up. It would just be that neutral zero state, that just flat bottom nothing. There is
self-contained.
self-contained, self-sufficient. You don't need anything. There is no want. There is no desire. It's just what it is, which is nothingness, no thingness. You can't get any more perfect than that. There's nothing to compare it to. I mean, all that humanity is doing is maintaining what it's already been doing for thousands of years. I mean, what are people doing really? People are just eating shit, going places, having sex, paying bills, spending fucking money, suffering day in and day out, and then creating more people to do the same stupid, dumb shit forever, nonstop. I mean, what's so fucking grand about that? You know what I mean? It's like I can't understand why people love this shit so much. It's like watching a fucking pig roll around in shit and piss and mud, and it's just enjoying itself. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, what do you people like about this shit? I just don't get it. It's like, come on now, let's get real about the situation here, and let's try to bring this shit to a close, because it really has to go. And it's going to go whether people like it or not. I mean, like I said, entropy is unstoppable. It's going to reach its max. This universe is going to be destroyed. Everything in it, it's going to happen.
Right, it's gonna happen, like you said, the maintenance. You know what I mean? We know it. That's on a day to day. You know, whether you got to punch in for your work or anything, man. Fucking, you eat, then you got to eat again. You know, or you got to all this shit, man. It's just a fucking spin wheel. And see, this is the thing, man. Like you said, it's the need. That's, you know, what is it? The work video. You know, everybody knows this shit. If you say definitively, you can look at somebody in the eye and be like, yes, I like having to need to do something. you're talking out of your ass. You're, again, with all this terms, you're lying, you're not being honest, you're not being mature, because you're talking not just about something about you, but you're affecting other people with that type of rhetoric. Talking like that don't make sense. I enjoy having to need to do something. Come on, that's the mental illness. You know what I mean? And that's promoting the nature of the world. And like you said, that's you are toiling. Like all this is that maintenance is toiling, my guy. We know that. That's why no one wants to fucking be the janitor or certain jobs. You know what I'm saying? The real get it out the mud type of careers. You know what I'm saying? Who really wants to do that? Oh, we put that off to certain other people, and then other people want to have the white coat, the luxurious, the more mental type of professions. No one wants to really get their hands dirty. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, man, especially listen, man. I'm Nigerian American. I'm first generation, so I hear a lot of some other shit, not just here in the Western world. That's why with the level of like the certain, with different mindsets and consciousness, how a lot of people get stuck in like the political realm with things. And I can appreciate that, right, to a certain level, right? Just how fucked up, right? And that's I just like how you said, Mark. It's like fucking people are like watching a fucking pig show, and there's some people that they know this is fucked up, but they don't come to this far enough, though. You know what I'm saying? I have not seen, whether when it comes to people like you, the Shangal, the anti-natalist, ethicist, people that are listening to this and they can appreciate this type of mentality. I don't know what's more. Whatever more that you guys may know, put me privy. Put it in the comments. You know what I mean? I'm trying to know more. I'm trying to know what I can do more. That's why I appreciate people like Mark and Shangal, because they're thinking of ways like how can we get this place out. You know what I mean? And so yeah, man, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, but we gotta continue. We gotta continue that rage. We gotta continue, putting out that flame, out in the world, and again, the magnitude of it, we can't we don't, that's more than what we know. All we know is we got to do the work. We got to do the work. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Because personally, I'm going to just talk a little bit real quick of myself. I don't know with your guys' names and everything, but my name personally, it means God's will. Okay. I can give you, it means God's will. And like I just told you before, God, generator, operator, destroyer. But me, like I said, I'm that destroyer mentality. You know what I'm saying? I'm that be all. You got it. Another term, it means also like acceptance, because you have to accept God's will, whether you like it or not. So that's why I was saying from before, this anti-natalist shit, it's like, we're just trying to help you out. And if you don't fuck with it, again, whether you like it or not, what we're saying is going to happen. You're going to put people to have to toil and go through impositions and unnecessary suffering and go and die. Like everything that we talk about with these conversations is observational. We are seeing it. It's not something that, yes, there are certain levels of suffering, right? Outliers or things that happen to specific people. Sure. But I come from I don't give a fuck who you are. This happens to every one of us with many different types of unfortunate realities here. And man, I was telling Mark before, guys, we talked earlier in the week. I don't know who the fuck I'm around, man. It's really scary. You got to really it's really scary. If this type of information, this type of mentality, this type of spirit comes to you and you're still doing the same stuff that you're doing, and you just, as if this doesn't mean shit, when this is like the hottest shit I've ever been around and become privy to. It's like, how do you continue moving the same way? That's where I'm like, I don't know. And people have different walks of life or whatever purpose or whatever the fuck, whatever. But man, this is our purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, whatever else. This is the only thing where really my spirit is like, wow, like I actually feel like I'm doing something right now, and not just to do it because it's some fucking carnal shit. No, I know this is more than that. You know what I mean? And so, fuck, I'm gonna continue to do some shit like this, man. And like, I know from reading the comments and stuff of people, man, and we don't even know who else. Like Mark said, man, there's so many people offline. You can explain. You told me about the people from, like, for instance, was it Argentina, Mark, that has like fucking, they're doing fucking rituals and some magic spells and some shit.
Yes, the whole order.
There are many people around. Go ahead, Mark, and explain whatever you want to go, man.
No, yeah, it's true. I mean, we've got so many different people all around the world. Like I said, we don't all speak the same language, but there's a guy in Argentina who's been leading a essentially a kind of warrior type brotherhood where they are working endlessly to destroy this demiurgic system, destroy this demiurgic creation. And they're doing the rituals, they're doing the meditations. I mean, this is serious stuff, and they're not playing around. It's not a joke. Uh, and the thing about that is people think that, well, you talk to certain people about this, they just write it off as crazy because they don't understand that the universe is also mental. As a matter of fact, I would say the universe is all mental. like like everything is mental. All of this shit is mental because none of it is actually fucking real anyway. I mean, if you really think about it, what is reality? Really, if you really think about it, what exactly is reality? It's fucking nothing. It's a vibration being held together temporarily, but it's going to go back to the void anyway. And
Mhm.
like you said, what we're doing is trying to help speed up the process. You, me, Shangel, all of our brothers around the world, we all have that flame in us, and we are all using that toward that end. And whether it's through the ritual, through the intention, through the meditation, through just speaking the truth of what this reality, this unreality is, and why it needs to fucking go like ASAP. Uh, it just has to happen. We are here for this. I call it the dark Gnosticism because that's exactly what it is. I mean, our Gnostic brothers of the past, they knew this shit, but their focus was more so on getting the fuck out of here. Okay, we realize this is bad. Let's leave. Whereas the Gnostic spirit now is, let's stand our ground and help destroy this motherfucker from within. We're already in here. Might as well try to channel in some of that destructive energy to bring down this fucking place. Because it's a glass house and we know it's a glass house. So why not use our energy to help bring it down? We can do it. We can do it. We have the means to do it. But do we believe in ourselves to have
Mhm.
that power? And we have to have that determination to do it. We have to. And
Yep. To
and
believe
because that's
the
that's that's
key.
why we're here. Because like you said, once you realize all of this shit. Nobody has to teach you this. You come to it by observation. Nobody taught me that the world was fucked up. I already knew it. I just had to keep my eyes open and experience what life was. And I came to the conclusion logically that if this is a fucking place of slavery, servitude, suffering, and toil for no fucking reason whatsoever, no good reason whatsoever, then why should it exist? Why should it continue to exist unchallenged? Why should we continue to live, die, and have this same stupid cycle repeat ad nauseum without anybody at all trying to put the match to the fucking place to burn it down? Why should it continue? So here we are putting forth that energy because we recognize it has to be done. It has to. It has to be done.
Yeah, there's no other way. There's no other
No
way.
other way.
Like what I mean, come on. Like if we're really thinking about, I remember, people that listen to us, they know we, appreciate the Bobby Hemmett's Brother Panics. There was one video from Bobby Hemmett I remember watching. He was like, he was back in college. He was like, I was thinking of ways with my college roommates, like, how can we help people? And then he came to this conclusion: nah, we can't do shit. We got to just burn this shit down, basically. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, because like we mentioned before, the maintenance. Like, what are we talking about, bro? What already? Like the very fact that we have to be in that state of always having to repeatedly do these reoccurring costs and upliftment of things repeatedly. That is so. A lot of spirituality is like, you're just not trying to fucking work, bro. Like, you're not trying to fucking exert all this fucking energy all the time, bro. Like, let's be fucking real. And everyone already is like that, bro. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, well, then it comes to this point. Go back to that original 0 point, the nothingness. You know what I'm saying? And that, like you mentioned, all this something is really nothing. If people say, oh, how can something come from nothing? Well, this something really is nothing too. Like you were saying, and Shanghai had a post and
Exactly.
all that shit. Like this, because like us, we like to think, we're individuals, we're in our ego right now, but you have that dependent origination. We know we're not fucking going to exist without the cow, right? Without the fucking pig, without even air, without the fucking fruit, anything, man. Like, we're not just, again, self-contained. And we know that goes again with like the God, the D, the half circle deficiency. We know, like, this is not really whole right now, man. We see that on a day-to-day, let alone how fucked up some motherfuckers really got it, let alone other sentience and all that shit. Man, I tell you, man, if you have any heart, like you said, Mark, you've seen this shit. It's just, oh, maybe you've gotten, connected to somebody else that might put you a bit more onto certain insights and this, that, the fourth. But at the end of the day, you've always known this. You know what I mean? It's just now it's further emphasized and intensified. But it's always been there for anyone that's listening to this and anyone in the world that shares this similar spirit. It's always been there. We're just trying to further extract that out because this is something that can, again, do more than what meets the eye. And we got to just continue. I'm nobody. You guys, whoever's listening, if you feel that, make a YouTube or a blog or put this energy out there. I am pleading. We are all on this same side. We are needing to just further intensify this. Please, guys. Listen, this is all out of love at the end of the day. Shane Gao, and you said it too. Shout out to Against Life 1000. When we had that last stream from before, she was like, I'm okay with people dying. And like someone can hear that and be like, what the fuck? But see, there's a heart to it because why the fuck are we here? We're already we're on fucking death row and we know this. There's only one way to go or 1,000 ways to die. Pick one, So the thing is, we're trying to prevent this shit from happening again, and we all know this from everybody listening to this. This is a compassionate element that, we're trying to, bring about. And man, it's going to happen. So it's cool. But like, I'm an Aries. Like, I'm like, we got to still get this shit going. Like whatever way we can, like, let's continue to like, again, bring that about. And, someone had a really good comment. I wanted to see what you wanted to say here. Where was it at? So shout out to Jojo Bean 3737. He said, or she, can you ever truly eradicate ignorance? What do you say about that?
It depends on the person. It depends on the individual. Some people like ignorance. Well, I'm gonna even say some. A lot of people like ignorance because if you look at the world right now, you look at the reality of the world right now, and the people in it, it's consisted mostly of the happily ignorant. You talk to anybody about this shit, they're gonna laugh at you, think you're crazy. They're gonna say a whole bunch of nonsense and try to refute everything that you're saying because they simply love ignorance. And humanity as a whole mostly is a slave race that loves to stay in ignorance. It doesn't want to understand anything because if it did understand these principles, it wouldn't be continuing on with perpetuating the species, which is the dumbest thing of all. I mean, how could you perpetuate something this fucking malignant and repulsive? I mean, you're just think about the fucking body. You are a bunch of fucking nerves in a flesh suit on rotting bones. You have to shit, piss, eat, and repeat it every single fucking day. You have to wash because if you don't, you'll end up smelling bad, or you have to do all this stupid shit to maintain a fucking rotting corpse. I mean, so if humanity had any real desire for knowledge and for, you know, endarkenment to not be ignorant, it would have ceased doing this stupid shit anyway. But the majority of mankind is never going to get to that point. I mean, we can go as far as look back at the myths, and we understand that even even the fucking oldest myths tell you that humanity was created by the gods as a slave race, a servile race of slaves to do their bidding to maintain the creation. And what humanity has been doing is just that. It is a slave race, completely, totally dedicated to servile slavery, servitude, the facade of civilization, and just holding up this fucking pigsty for as long as they possibly can. They don't care about these deeper topics. They don't care about this shit. I mean, I seen a post with some nurses, and this happened like a few years back, but it was a picture of all these nurses, right? And all of them are fucking pregnant. And so they took a big pregnancy picture in this fucking hospital. They're wearing their uniforms. And I'm like, you stupid motherfuckers. You see this shit every fucking day. You work with death, disease, and dying every fucking day. You see the suffering. You see all the torment, all the agony, all the shit that the human body can produce. And you get pregnant and you start wanting to perpetuate that shit, even though you are around it 24/7. again, it just goes to show you humanity is unconscious. It's an unconscious beast. It's an animal that doesn't really want to think, doesn't really want to have awareness, doesn't really want intelligence. Because if humanity were prone to intelligence, it would have fucking stopped this a long time ago. So it depends on the person. I think that the desire to know more, the desire to have this kind of awareness and to experience this kind of awareness so that you can understand our predicament is actually rare to a few. It's not the rule with the all. It never was. It never was. The ancient Gnostics, they called most people the Hylics. You know, they're purely material beings, wholly uninterested in anything other than the monotony of the physical existence. They don't give a shit about it. And that's pretty much what humanity is mostly. They are organic portals who birth more beings into the shit show without a second regard about what they're actually doing.
Yeah, what is it? Schopenhauer called it the human will. It's like Brother Panic. He had it from some book, like automatons. You know, it's just going. There's no actual like reflection. You know, introspection. It's just a fucking machine, a cog. It just keeps repeating, and it's a fucking shame. You know, honestly. And we know when I was looking at this question, can we truly eradicate ignorance? Because I'm thinking, even before we get to this point where we are now, for us to even come to this point, you know, how the fuck did that happen, right? You know, I heard like ignorance is like basically evil. You know what I mean? Because if you are promoting evil, you know you're doing some shit fucked up. So you're ignoring the fucked upness of what you're doing, right? And so it's willful ignorance, and that's evil because of the, you know, harm that it's promoting and directing to other people and stuff. So in terms of how we got here, you know what I mean? And, you know, there's plenty of different creation stories about that. And in a sense, again, it goes to that element of ignorance and how, like, because when it comes to that whole great mother, you know, the nothingness, the 0 point, and then coming to where we are now, nothingness, because when someone say like nothing is absolute, right? But no thing is forever, right? So it's like nothing is like the only real. Everything else, because of it being an illusion, is always temporary. It's in flux. That's
Exactly.
something, but it's really, again, really nothing. And so when it comes to ignorance, I feel like it's hard. I don't know how to, like, you know, think about from that source point, you know, how it came to that, and then for whatever
Yeah.
reason, it's like an itch, you know, for whatever reason, you know, whatever fluster that came up, and then, you know, that itch then made the real divide out, you know, differentiate from the original
Yes.
undifferentiated state. I don't know how that itch happened. You know, we always got that itch nowadays in the biological realm. We know what that is. You're trying to fuck, or you're trying to eat, anything that compels you to do anything. It's a similar, again, sensation. However way that happened, has it always been there? You know, that goes to, like, I guess, like the fucking, you know, Lucifer story, you know, Adam and I don't know, man. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that question to that degree in terms of like the creation element. Because in terms of like us and us being ignorant, I mean, yeah, we already know we're out the door. You know what I'm saying? There's only one way to go right now. We know, you know, we're just trying to prevent motherfuckers from having good. But in terms of like universal level ignorance,
Yeah.
what would you say about that?
I think that ignorance came with the first conscious thought. The first conscious thought that wanted to be, that wanted to exist, that wanted to create. I think that was the first problem. That first conscious thought to do that was that something a kind of urge that shouldn't have existed but arose in that nothingness. And unfortunately, I don't know all the details about how it happened, but for whatever reason that particular urge materialized and decided to expand itself. Or whether you want to say God wanted to expand itself or understand itself, whatever. This is why I like reading some of the material that you find in the Liber Azarat, which is a esoteric occult tome. It really is one of the main writings for anti-cosmic Satanism, which is essentially what we're talking about here. Um, and some of the writings of the Temple of the Black Light, which you can find online. You can read the writings of the Temple of the Black Light online on PDF form, and they talk about this conscious thought that arose in the abyss, which is essentially that demiurge, that that awareness of ignorance that arose and decided to sprout being and become more and experience and all these things, whereas that perfect nothingness uh, had an antagonistic reaction towards that thought, that wanting, that being. So that's where the tension is. It started the very moment that that first thought separated itself from the void, from the undifferentiated state. So it's like a bubble. Think of a bubble in the middle of an ocean trying to sustain itself from the ocean because it doesn't want to go back to being part of the ocean, but it's going to break anyway and become that. But this thought, this consciousness, however it arose, it should have been able to just dissipate as quick as it arose, but somehow it remained perfectly tuned to the point where it could stabilize itself and become this reality that we have now. I'm not sure all the specifics of how that happened, but it did. So I would say that the first problem was the first conscious thought, because thoughtlessness, the silent nothingness, that was how it should have remained. But whatever happened with that threw everything off balance. So the problem goes way, way above even just antinatalism. I mean, this goes all the way up to the fucking top. I mean, God had a problem.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the very first moment that a being thought and became aware, it's like, oh fuck, I exist. Okay, here we go.
Here we go again. Yeah, yeah. You see those memes with the astronaut in space and you got the gun. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, because like that, like I really appreciate this question, Jojo, being because it's really hitting at a certain point. You know, people think about certain terms like abiogenesis, that consciousness will always arise. There's that one guy, I forgot his name, naturalist Ted. He likes to think about that generic subjective continuity. Oh, you know, consciousness or well, you know, experience will always experience. You know, it's a similar energy here, you know, where creation will always create type thing. And it's like, it's so hard to like consciously or like in terms of logically explain how this is going on, how this has occurred, has apparently reoccurred or some shit. I mean, technically, like we know it's reoccurring because like there's an influx of birth and deaths right now. But in terms of that cosmic level, yeah, like you mentioned, the God, they for whatever reason they thought up of some shit, you know, it's there's just some regeneration, I think, you know, going on that is again more than what we can perceive, I guess, consciously for sure. But we're just trying to fucking put it into words, but you know, with the language and everything is so limited. But the way that you were describing that, I again like how you were saying with the art, and this is a form of art, the way that you can express yourself in terms of language. It is hitting my subconscious because you know you're saying a lot of things that I've you know contemplated myself and have heard of many people that I respect.
And that's another reason why I like the myths so much, like the different types of myths, because you know it's amazing when you study the esotericism around these concepts and these ancient languages and these ancient thoughts, and you compare them to like some of the science. It's amazing how that works. But the ancient Egyptians, for example, uh, all the way back to the very beginning before the creation, there was nothing. There was the undifferentiated state. There was the waters of noon, right? The
Mhm.
primordial sea, the primordial waters, the abyss. So many different names for it. And something arose in that, like a disturbance, and that was Atum Ra, the god Atum Ra, which was eventually will become the creator god in the Egyptian pantheon. And the very moment that he emerged from the abyss with that desire to create, it also says that other beings like Apep, like some of the
Mhm.
Mesu Beshet. I'm butchering that language, but essentially these demon beings who came up and rose against Adam Ra, trying to kill him immediately because they figured out what he was trying to do, trying to usher in creation and differentiate from the waters of chaos. they tried to attempt to thwart him, to stop him from creation, but whatever happened with that, it failed. And so that again, it goes back to this whole thing of something arising from the primordial with the intention, with the thought to differentiate itself and to create, and then you get all these problems. It's the same situation in the Norse mythology. You get the same thing in the Sumerian mythology. These beings wanting to create and separate themselves from the chaos and then from the abyss, and then they end up sprouting this shit. So it's like a degeneration is what we are in. We are in a degenerating system. It's like
Right.
it's not an evolving thing. This is a great
Boy, don't
degeneration
get
that has
started.
happened.
That's what it is. Because see that again, degeneration, decay. That's what I mean. Like when we say to people, like, you're dying right now. This is the land of the living dead. And so when people want to promote, gloat, glib, make some shit about, oh no, this is okay, and this is all right, and they want to again come from that side. It's just, man, I honestly, I don't want to say I love, but like, there's just so many ways you can, I hate to say it in a sense, but like, talk shit, man. Like, what look in the fucking mirror, man. You're decaying, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, you
Yes.
are degenerating right now. We are all that. I'm not no better. I'm with you. You know what I mean? We're all,
Yes.
but like, it's just like, damn, man. Like, and this question is great because it gets to that, like, how can we make sure this doesn't happen again? And that's something to contemplate on. We definitely have always, to a certain level, have thought about that. I had a prior video or YouTube channel getting into that whole talk of, what if this happens again type thing. And the whole thing with that is, if it does, well, we'll fight another fucking fight. Fucking, I'll get back in here and I'll do the same fucking spirit that I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, I got to focus on the now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here. That's what I can do. I'm all about what can we do now. That's why I appreciate you, Marc and Shangal, and everyone here. What can we do? That's why I fuck with anyone that's an effortless anti, because you have come to a certain level. It's like, damn, you got to think, man. You got to think, man. Everybody's out here promoting their lineage and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for you not to do that, and that's my thing with like family. If you tell your family, your friends, like, that's a big fucking deal, man.
Yes.
Like, you are of a certain minority that is such an anomaly. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm somebody already, I'm that person, but like, I would be so interested to get to know somebody like me or you or anyone listening. It's like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, you really had to really think. People like to think, oh, you had gone through so much fucked up shit. Everyone's going through some fucked up shit. Why are you making it so personal? This conversation is more than your fucking ego. What the people are so lost in that shit right there. Like, again, the immaturity of people is crazy. It's crazy. Let me. But yeah, this is a good question. We can get to other stuff and whatnot, but it's gonna be more than what me side. I mean, this shit. I'm just focused on right now, JoJo. Can we truly eradicate ignorance? In the human level, yes. I mean, it's gonna go. But in terms of like the cosmic level and everything, like he was saying before with Amun Ra, Atum Ra. Listen, bro, if they come, then we gonna come back, and we gonna put that sack back and end this shit again. Like, listen, it's a fucking, it's all mathematics, you know what I mean? Like we said before, this dense realm, it can't, it's clay, that's death, like it's already in the system that it's gonna, we're trying to, like, it's a hell of a thought. So I saw that comment, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to answer it fully, but I was like, let's tackle it a little bit there.
Yeah. And the one good thing about it also that we have going for us is the fact that this is so fucking rare, because this is not usual to the circumstances. I mean, the existence of this solidified unreality being what it is, this is very rare. I mean, even science will tell you that how rare it is for all of these components to just come together and work and maintain the way that they are maintaining. Me and Shangal had a very interesting conversation about this some time ago, and he spoke to me about this in such detail. I fucking love talking to that guy. I love my brother because I listen to him talk, and the way he explains things is so fucking precise. Like, the guy's a fucking genius. But he was talking to me about this, and about how even if it were to reoccur, it likely wouldn't even be the exact same same circumstances or exact same situation that we have now. Because again, existence doesn't always, and this is something that he said to me, and it really stuck. He said, existence doesn't always have to require an observer for it to be existence. I mean, you could have had a world to exist, but didn't have any observers in it. It would still be a world just without the observers. So the consciousness observance of the world, in terms of us being here, is an aberration. It's not something that is required for existence. It just happens that we came along with this as a potentiality. I mean, because it was a random generalized potentiality that happened, that we would evolve with consciousness and end up in this situation where we are observing this phenomena. But it didn't require observance for it to be a thing. So even if it were destroyed and came back, it's not likely that this would be the same situation where we would be even conscious or observing it. I mean, a whole nother reality could come forth that has zero observation, and it be something completely unrelated to this. But we'll never know that if we don't ever get to that point where we can just strip this shit down.
Yeah, that's such a
So
great
we
point,
can,
because it's just like twins, you know what I mean? Like, no creation is the same thing as what you're hitting at. Shout out to Shane Gao. And yeah, that's exactly what it is. And so yeah, this is a hell of a magical abomination, right? For it to get to this structure, and now we're conscious in this bitch, and like, what the shit? Yeah, it's a great point. And you know, I remember SQS, he had a similar kind of thingamabob. It's like, would the world exist without, you know, consciousness? And so you're kind of saying, yes, it would. It would still be the world, but like when consciousness is here, now it's, you know, he said the world, you know, like,
right.
in it, like, yeah, it's true. It still would be here. And that shit, if there's no consciousness and it's just fucking, I guess, fucking a sky or something, I don't fucking know. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be here. I don't give a fuck. I mean, do what the fuck people, you know, we're not here. So yeah, that's such a great point that, yeah, it's not going to be the same. Very important point that we can kind of close out with this question. So yeah, I want to see, because I know people were probably commenting on that shit here too. Let's see, was there anybody saying some shit about that? Let's see. Someone says screw naturalist Ted. I think he is obsessed with eternal. I mean, I like how he likes to think. I will say that, but yeah, I get you, because he's very dense. He doesn't like to appreciate the, you know, like a type of mentality like you, the man, or he just likes to say, oh, I didn't even want to have to necessarily mention his name like that, because he is something else. But okay, no, not really from the gist of it. Let me see. Someone said here, I believe ignorance is used as a weapon by the ruling class. People are hypnotized by it. Yeah. And it's interesting because, you know, we have from that prior talk before, you know, Mark, you know, having a mind, you don't really want to have a mind, bro. You know what I mean? Like, when you really think about it, people want to hold on to their mind. They like to, oh, the body's fucked up, but my mind, you know, oh, I can keep that. But no, all this shit gotta go. All this shit gotta go. But because when we think about, you know, the automatons, the Heilig mindset, and like how they're not really thinking, but then we think about like the nothingness, you know what I mean, and how like there's really no thought going on there too. So like there's a similarity going on, but clearly there's a difference. You know,
clearly
what I mean?
Difference.
Right. But like, you see though, like how in the same sense though, like, you know, how there's people here, like, again, on the day-to-day, they're not thinking, they're just going with, there's a flow, but like it's a complete opposite flow. It's just kind of
it's a fucked up flow that's continuing the problem. Like if it were just ignorance, no thought, no mind, no whatever, and nothing came of it, then it wouldn't be a problem. But the problem is that through their ignorance, they continue the cycle. So if it were just that they were ignorant and nothing came of it, that's perfectly fine. Who would care? Nobody would care. I wouldn't care. But the problem is the ignorance leads to the breeding. It leads to the continuation of this stupid species. It leads to the continuation of this system, this cycle, this whole facade of civilization, society, rulers, elites, all that shit. And it's all the same language. But yeah, it's the fact that the ignorance that humans exert now is what's continuing the problem. Like if it were just ignorance without any consequence, you know, again, who would really care about that? But the fact that humanity is ignorant willfully also, and just wants to continue their copes. And let's be honest, especially in the Western world, uh, people are really self-centered. I mean, these motherfuckers they don't think far further than their fucking nose. I mean, it's like, if it's not happening in my immediate vicinity, I don't give a fuck. And that's just the attitude around the entire Western world, because they are used to their copes, they're used to their comforts. They don't understand that. I mean, even the technology that we're using right now, somebody else had to slave away in the fucking mine to get the cobalt needed for these fucking smartphones and all these electronics. So everything that the Western world has, and the world in general, is based on suffering. There's always suffering involved in getting things. There is suffering involved in laboring for food. There is suffering involved laboring for water. There is suffering and toil involved for just daily maintenance of the body. So the ignorance here is very much so high priced. It's very much so ignorance that is harmful. Whereas the thoughtlessness of the past, the thoughtlessness of the 0 point, is not a problem, because there is nothing to aggregate it, because there is no consciousness to it. There is no conscious thought there. It's just complete thoughtlessness, which is what we're trying to aspire to get back to, because where there is no conscious thought, there is no aggravation. That's the thing. Whereas where there is thought, there is aggravation. It's as simple as that. If you have a thought, you're going to get aggravated at something. Something's going to fucking antagonize you and cause a problem. There's going to cause that friction, because that's what consciousness is. If you had a universe without consciousness, it still wouldn't be a problem, because the consciousness isn't there to experience it or have to deal with it. You understand? So consciousness is the source of all these problems. It is the source of the problem. And consciousness uh, being perpetuated endlessly here is just a unfortunate suffering farm that has gone on for way too long unchallenged.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Shout out to Untap. Appreciate you, my boy. Hope you're doing, good for all things considered. Great point here. He mentioned this similar point from the past stream. Yes, people are hypnotized by the ignorance. And yeah, it's night and day. It's not the same shit. Yeah, no doubt. It comes with many different costs, over here, no doubt. So this guy here, he had a question. He said he posed it before the Shanghai. He would want us to see what we have. Is it possible to have an experience without either entropy or duality? It just goes back to how you were saying before. If you have an experience, that means you have a consciousness, right? Consciousness,
Right.
just like you have unconsciousness, then you have the subconscious, then you have your dream conscious, you have your waking conscious. So experience, what level of, again, it goes back to some level of a conscious. When you think of unconscious, you don't think of an experience. So there's something arising. And so you gotta think. It's hard because we're in a creature body. And so, we're like, we're trying to have fun. We're trying to, do whatever we can do, in all the fucked up shit within the mess of it. But you gotta think. First off, what do you want to do? Because of experience, right? What do you want to experience? Like ask yourself
Right.
like these very just simple one-on-one personal in yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you right now, anything that you're doing, you know what I'm saying, like that comes with that like imposition. Like, first off, were you the one that put yourself to do it? You know what I mean? Or was it something that you were placed to do? And anything that we are doing here, we know damn sure you are placed to do. Yeah, you have certain things. Yeah. Oh, I enjoy this as a hobby. But no, at bottom, there are certain things that at bottom, it doesn't matter who you are, you have to do. It goes back to the needing, have like, and so with experience, like think about even certain words, expire. It's just like it doesn't like my energy, my spirit doesn't. It's like, what exactly do I want? It's like, no, I don't want nothing. The nothingness. Like I'm okay. And so personally, for me to just answer this, I don't really care personally. I mean, it's just what would I want to experience personally? I'm just talking for myself. I'm not even gonna pronounce it. That's a funny thing you got there, bro. But yeah, I just personally, I'm just like, for my spirit where I'm at, I mean, I'm okay. I mean, I don't have anything like, oh, I really would want, because you got to think that's what like the term purpose, I always say that term, but it's like, what do you want to do? Like, why would you want to have a purpose? It's like, that means like there's something honestly fucked up going on if you have a purpose. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like if anything, this is my purpose. But again, clearly there's something fucked up going on. When someone feels like, oh, they feel happy about their purpose or something, that's fine. But like when you really probe it, it's like, you can be happy or whatever. I don't care. But like, understand, like, again, this is fucked up. All this is, to put it simply, fucked up. So experience existence without entropy or duality, I'm sure it's a hell of a time. I'm sure there is, people talk about other multi-dimensional realities. We can fucking create whatever we want and, whatever. But I always see some shit like that. And I think Ponzi scheme, I think something more than what meets the eye, that, oh, they're going to get you. I personally like that. That's all fun and games, and it's hot as shit, but it's gonna end. Just like how we know with like gods, the gods will die too, and so it's just it all goes back to, again, the nothingness. That's that container. That's like it always will. It's just, I think about like kids playing like a game or some shit, and then like you got people like me, like Marc, the Changao. At some point, you're gonna have to unplug. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, but Mom, I want to keep playing my video game. No. Sometimes you will have to unplug eventually. You know my point? And that's the maturity that this conversation is really about. You can go ahead, Marc, with this question.
Exactly. All of it is doomed to experience of entropy and duality. There's no experience that you can have without some sort of duality. I mean, if you want to say something is good or bad, you enjoy something, that would mean that there is something that you don't enjoy. That means that there is something that is bad to your good. So if you were to experience, you would still have to have something to compare that experience to. I mean, you would have to maintain that experience anyway against entropy, because you would be constantly trying to maintain it. I mean, nothing can exist eternally. A thing cannot exist eternally. Whereas nothingness, there is no thing anyway. So that is as pure as you can get, because there's no aggravation there. Whereas all phenomena is doomed to entropy, all of it, because you have to experience, you have to constantly try to maintain the experience, you have to compare the experience. There is no such thing as non-duality. That sounds a lot to me like a term that New Agers use to make themselves feel good about shit or something like that, because everything and then they say, oh, we don't have an ego. You have an ego every time you say your name. When you say I in a conversation, that's the ego. I mean, you have an ego because you're alive. So it's not possible to not have an ego while you're alive. You would be dead, quite literally. So I think people use these terms the wrong way, but all of existence requires a certain duality and requires there to be entropy to that, because it can't last forever. There's always going to be something that threatens to break it down, because it is phenomena, and all phenomena is unreal. All of it is unreal. It's something that sprouted up, but it's going to be taken back to the non-existence, to the void. Eventually, it's all going to go and collapse into the void at some point. But why people want to maintain this for eternity, why people want to experience anything, I mean, think about how crazy that is. Think about experience for all eternity. It doesn't even make sense, because what could you possibly experience that would be worth eternity for? Think about that word, eternity. So
And
even
that's why I feel like, and I'm sorry to cut you off. That's
No,
why
go
I feel
ahead.
like there can be other things. I'm not saying like sure, but like to your point, like you can opt out yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's other worlds, like you don't get imposed into it or whatever. You can somehow sign up, and then you, out of your own spirit, just somehow incarnate out of your actual consent or somehow. Yeah, but then again, there's going to be a point where it's like, okay, I've had enough. The ride's been fun. All right. And it's more graceful. Sure. But like, again, it's just all this is having fun. And then you're going back to sleep. You're going back to like, listen, man, sleep is great, man. Sleep is great. And, to your point with like the duality, it's funny because with that whole anti-natalist talk, with those natalists, they always say, oh, well, of course you're going to have the bad. You know what I mean? You can't have the good without the bad. But it's like, no, we don't want none of that shit. Fuck that. You know what I mean? And so in this case, without having any duality, again, again, this is the issue with language in a sense, but again, to your point, you know, you can't, if you really try to, again, speak on it, it's not going to make sense. If you try to say, oh, you know, some type of creation where there is a non-dual state, because again, that goes back to the nothingness. You know what I'm saying? That's not really an experience. That's not
Exactly.
existence. So, yeah, it's again, I'm sure there's, you know, people there's plenty of different spiritual gurus or whatever that like to, you know, talk about that different type of stuff. And yeah, I'm sure it's a good time, you know, the cosmic consciousness, supreme consciousness, astral realms and shit, you know, but that's going the wrong way. I'm gonna link one of the SQS videos. That's like, man, that dude, I wish he still made some certain videos, but he had a video getting to this type of point that like you're kind of, again, you can have a good time, but again, it's going to be a time. It's fixed. It's a constraint. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a time. It's in a box. You know, like so at a certain point, you're going to have to get out of it. You should want to get out of it. That goes back to like the whole, you know, the heaven. You know, you're going to be bored as hell. You know, eventually, like who would want to have? Oh my! Let alone all the restrictions when it comes to that conventional realm of hell or heaven, and you know, like come on, bro, like.
Yeah, that always makes me laugh when people still try to convince me to go back to Christianity, and it's like, what are you promising me? Like, just think about that. What are you offering me? It's like it makes me laugh because the great selling card of the Christian faith and all Abrahamic faiths is essentially you get to go to heaven when you die. Okay, so what am I going to do in heaven? Oh, well, you'll be around the throne of God, praising Jesus forever and ever and ever. You'll walk on streets of gold. Why the fuck do I want to walk on streets of gold? What is that going to do for me? Oh, I get to praise Jesus for all eternity. Why? For all eternity. Why do you feel comfortable with having a God that needs to be praised for all eternity? That doesn't put up some red flags. Like you got a fucking egomaniacal son of a bitch who can't be sufficient in and of itself, that doesn't need to be worshipped for all eternity. That's your promise of heaven.
That's why
No,
like,
thank
that
you.
God's gonna die too. That's not really the actual. That's why again I go back to SQS. He said the term unconscious gods. You know what I mean? Like it's
Exactly.
not what you think it is, man. When
It's
it comes
all
to
it's all so silly. It's all so silly, dude. Like, so for me, eternity in any state is just not the optimal. It's not necessary because every eternity would need desire. I don't care what you say about it, it's going to need desire because you're going to have to desire something in order to maintain uh that wanting. You know, because if you want to exist forever, why? Because I desire to do this. I desire. So you need desire, you need want, uh you need experience. Whereas in the nothingness, the 0 point, there is none of that there to aggravate you into needing that shit or wanting that shit. It's just no thing, the absolute 0 point. There is perfection there. That is the only perfection. All phenomena is imperfect. All of it. I don't care. You look, I'll give you an example. I made a post about this some time ago. I said, even if you were to put me in my own realm where I would be like the black version of Dionysus and have a bunch of sexy, hot demonesses I could fuck all day long, 24/7, forever, I would still want to die at some point. Not even they would be able to satisfy me for all eternity. I mean, come on now, it doesn't make sense. At some point, you're gonna get tired of doing that shit. You're gonna get tired of doing the same things you've already done multiple times over. It would be pointless. It literally pointless. And then even after you have that experience, think about it. Eternity, you'll still be around for trillions of years doing absolutely nothing because it doesn't satisfy you anymore. So then what? Oh, you're just sitting there consciously observing everything for no reason. Endless observance of nothing important. Fucking hell. That's hell right there. Anybody wanting eternal life is setting themselves up for fucking failure. They have no clue what they're asking for. And they haven't thought about it, which is why the nothingness is so perfect.
right. Like I mean, certain people say it, and they don't even have to be like in our realm of thought right now in this degree. But you know, you say to people like, "What do you enjoy doing?" You know, you see some people that, "Oh, I like sleeping." You know, nothing basically, right? Returning back to that, and that's a power big. You know what I mean? We're going back to that every night. You know what I mean? And so it's just other realms or whatever. It's like, oh, we don't need a sleeper. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm here. And we know what's going on here. We are returning back to that nothingness again, nothing new under the sun. Every single day we are doing that. You know what I mean? It's another reminder, whether we like it or not. Oh, I want to keep playing. I want to keep being alive and, you know, being in my conscious state. Nope. Eventually you're going to go back to sleep. You know,
Right.
Yeah, that's what, you know, it's just going to be. Let's see here. Was there anything in particular you wanted to mention following that, Mark, or anything at all before I move at any other comments? Because there are a lot of good comments here. We can just keep.
Nope. I think we can just go ahead and keep going.
Cool. Let me see here. Someone says here, did we already do this one? I don't think so. They said, what if there is no end and there are, this is kind of a similar thing. There are endless planes of existence. If reincarnation exists, statistically speaking, we are getting eaten alive billion times or over. So let me tell you this. I've told it kind of similar in my last talk. I've been told I'm an old soul. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I've been, and I don't know shit. I know there's other people that's like, oh, I remember all these different past lives. It's not you. Okay. Our minds will come and go. Like just like this whole reincarnation, it's really like an anxiety like thing. Like it's just relax. It's gonna be okay. You're not gonna know anything, you know, like, and again, it's not you, it's not there, there's no you. Who am I? Right? Like take a picture. I know like this is how I'm looking right now, but 15 years ago, is that me? Or 20 years in the future, is that me? You know what I mean? Who am I? That's where like there's nothing real. There's nothing. This is nothing. You know what I mean? So in terms of reincarnating, there never was anything. You know, again, with how can nothing or something come from nothing? This something really isn't shit. And so to go back into reincarnating, the fuck? So it's that shit. You got to understand, for us to be where we're at right now, there's a lot of misconception, or rather not even that, but intentional misguiding, bastardization, you know, of certain sacred texts. And it comes to this point where, oh, be good, because really this whole reincarnation is a moral karma.
Yes, exactly.
Karma, you know, cause and effect. And so it's a lot of hype. It's a lot of hype, and it makes people get really, again, so paranoid. Oh, I don't want to. I've been there. We've all, in a certain sense, been there. But
yeah,
I just wanted to say real quick before you go, Mark, I'm good. I'm done after this. Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it, man. It's not going to be you. Okay. It's not even. So it's like, what are we even talking about? You know, and that whole, oh, somebody comes back and like, oh, they know a certain, that's tapping into the collective unconscious. Because really, we're all, people say, oh, we're all one, you know, it's technically tapping into that like overall potentiality of source of just everything of what we're all connected to. It's not, oh, it was my individuality that was before. It goes back to what we were saying with the ocean. You know, it's connecting back to that unlimited source of things. That's Akashic records is a term. So again, it's not within your own ego, because that again comes and goes.
Facts. And then ultimately, anyway, none of this is going to be eternal. There will not be eternal anything, including reincarnation. I mean, reincarnation, like you wonderfully put, as it is understood now and is used now, again, mostly comes from the whole misconception of the Vedic scriptures, and a lot of that with the new teachings that people have developed, especially in the West. I mean, anytime a Eastern teaching or philosophy gets to the West, it's always fucked up some stupid way. I mean, all the time. It happens all the time. But even the ancient Vedics, they didn't believe in just willy-nilly reincarnation, like, oh, you died and you're reincarnated. They didn't believe that. They believed that you were reincarnated through your lineage, through your children. So if you had children in the world, you would be reincarnated into your bloodline through your children's children. Whereas if you didn't have any children, you wouldn't be reincarnated at all. So that's why a lot of the ancient Vedics practiced non-procreation, because they viewed that as a way of not continuing into the bloodline. So a lot of these topics that we get from reincarnation, again, like you wonderfully put, are just moralistic threats. The same as Christian hell. If you don't do this, you're going to be reincarnated, or you're going to go to hell and burn. It's a lot of behavioral modification via threats. do this, be good, or go to hell, or be reincarnated. And again, it's also an anxiety of a life uh, lasting forever, in which it will not last forever. So it's more so of a neurotic thing, a neurotic issue, like a itch that's just gnawing at you, an annoyance, but it's really not anything of any real substance. There will not be eternal life anywhere. This will all end, guaranteed. Entropy is going to reach its maximum. All things are going to be returned back to the void. All phenomena is going to cease at some point. There will not be eternal anything, including reincarnation. That's pretty much where I stand on that.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm gonna the man. Once this comes up, there's gonna be different references in the description, but I can already just mention it right now. Shout out to the God Within. That's another great channel, and he has a video similar like SQS going into this reincarnation, antinatalism, rebirth. And yes, like you perfectly said there, it goes within the lineage. That was the true reincarnating, because like all this teaching, people get into. I'm a little into the woo woo, but like that's like a whisper. Like we gotta ground ourselves. The way we come here is through our mother and father. You know what I'm saying? And like that is them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's a whole other. You know, people like to make it more fantastical and more than what it really is, and that gets to the like the paranoia, the anxiety, like we mentioned. So you are good, the man. Do not trip. Do not trip.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments here. I think it's one from Clairvoyant Scythe. It says, school, obey or fail. Government, obey or jail. Religion, obey or hell. Right. It's always a fucking threat to disobedience, which is essentially the key. They always give you the key with the threat. So what's the key? Disobedience. Disobey all their pillars. Disobey all the commands. Disobey what they want you to obey, because that's how you tear the shit down. I mean, if you got a machine that you don't like and you want to break it, how do you break it? Stop obeying the code. Stop obeying the code. Break it.
What time was that comment?
Let me see if I can find it. That comment was 9:33. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just, and I'm not about, man. Fuck the authority, man. Them motherfuckers, man. Fuck them motherfuckers are the deal keepers, man. Like that's what this is, you know. Like, why would you put your son or daughter in a jail? That's what a carnal flesh body suit is. Let alone the actual other carnal flesh body suits that are protecting the actual planet, and the different structures of the society that we have within it. Man, yeah, great comment, clairvoyance. School obey, yeah, or federal government or jail. Yeah, it's just obey. You got to obey all this, the dominance, God is dominance, but then we have a society structure within different, and yeah, it's crazy how, you have different like truth communities. Again, you have different levels and factions of people, and they get really stuck in that, like whatever realm of things, a government or a religion but like, you got to just end all this shit. You got to end all this shit. And that's that. Yeah. Great comment here for sure. You got to disobey. You got to, yes, go the other way. The mutant thought, because it's like, you just got to be like, hold up. And everyone's had that to a certain level, whatever level that you are, own it. You know what I mean? Don't, with those around you, fuck them. Whatever way that you feel, make sure you are able to stand on that. You know what I mean? Don't, just because if you feel like, oh, I'm a little different than other people, no. And so shout out to you for that comment. Yeah, because no one should be really going up with authority. You know what I mean? All this shit is a facade. All of it.
It is.
We know it with the political realm. We see it. That's why people love to talk so much shit about it. And that's why I just fucking laugh, because they're still promoting it, because they're putting people that to fucking come and deal with any of this bullshit and then want to have to be like, oh, should I vote or not? And all this just dumb shit. Like people trip me.
Right. It's a bunch of control freaks, man. That's what it is. Like, all forms of authority is just fucking control freak on steroids. I don't care whether it's a policeman, a judge, some official, quote unquote. It's just people with fucking badges and names and titles. That's all it is. These are people with flesh and blood, bones, just like you and me, and they have some pretend authority because people just went along with it. People just went along with their fake authority, and so now they feel like it's solidified. where in reality they have no fucking authority. It's just that people obey them because they're afraid of them. That's all it is. And they're only afraid of them because of violence. But violence can go both ways. I mean, it's like, it's just, if I'm a flesh bag and you're a flesh bag, we're both flesh bags, and what hurts a flesh bag hurts all flesh bags. So it's like, it's so fucking stupid the way the society is set up, and that these fucking control freaks dictate so much when they are just human beings just like everybody else. They're not special, they're not gods that can be untouched. They're just like everybody else. It's all bullshit.
Yep. Just like the Pope or whoever you want to say. What is it? The new Pope? He's from Chicago. Shout out to Untap. Man, yeah, they're not no better, man. They just put on a pedestal to make it seem like, oh, look at me, I'm so gloaty and whatever. But nah, none of it, man. None of it. If they come in with the mentality of promoting this shit, fuck them. Fuck them. If they're not on this side, fuck them. And so remember that.
Right.
Let's see here. User Mind, she said, this world is trash. People are addicted to finding purpose in the landfill by breeding in a dump out of their fear of death. I have no fear, just no rebirth in this shit. Shout out. Let's see. All right. So yeah, I don't think there's too many crazy other comments. I can get into another topic here. If you see any other comment in particular, Mark, you can let me know. We can address that. We appreciate you guys' input because, again, we're all the same, wavelength and everything. I'm trying to see what you guys have to say as well. I just wanted my boy Mark. I've had him from a couple talks from before, but having this one-on-one is really cool because, just like any one of us, he has a certain insight of things to bring consciously, because everything that he's saying, I know, but I can't necessarily say it the same way that he can, and vice versa. So, we feeding off of each other.
Exactly. Vice versa.
Iron. He mentioned he's a Scorpio. I mentioned I'm an Aries. We both got that Mars energy. You know what I'm saying? We got that fire raging. You know what I mean? And so we all about just kind of building with each other. And so shout out again to Shanghai, because he was really the person that really put us to look to do this sooner than later. Looks like he said here, most humans, especially Westerners, have self-bubble consciousness. They can't think far beyond their own personal experience. And that's what it is. That's what it is. That's why I don't fuck with people, because, yeah, like you said, Mark, they just get so fixated on that. What's the term? Solipsistic, even narcissistic.
Yeah.
Man, I can't do that, man. I like to think way bigger, man, way bigger than that, because we are more than that. You're not just yourself. Again, with the dependent origination, it goes even to like the capitalistic shit. People like to, like, when you're like your own boss. No, for you to be your own boss, even the community around you, your consumers, you know what I mean? They're you, like they're a part of you. If you don't have that, what resources, what prosperity do you really have? You know what I mean? So we all need each other. And so when I see people get just so fixed in their own life, oh, I got it good, so fuck the world, I'm gonna continue doing this shit, promote my lineage. Man, that again, we all know with selfishness, but that term goes so many ways. Like, man, go ahead. Whatever you gotta say, Mark, go ahead.
No, it's true, because, like I said, most people in this country and all Western nations, it's a complete separation from the rest of the world, and consideration of the overall human circumstances happening here, and what it involves with conscious living, conscious life. I mean, billions of people live in abject poverty as a rule. I mean, the comfort and the joy that you enjoy in America and Europe is not the standard for the whole world. I mean, this is a rare thing in terms of who's getting to experience that. Whereas in global sense, poverty, abject poverty, hunger, I mean, these are things that are the rule, are the norm. I mean, there are whole countries where you don't even have plumbing or things like that. So it's like people just they see themselves in this modernized stupor of consumerism in America, and they don't think anything beyond that. It's like they can't see the forest from the hills, You know, it's just like, oh, I have my smartphone, I'm good, I'm happy, ha ha ha. And like I said, it's, you know, you got the kid in the mine somewhere digging the minerals for the smartphones who has to live on a penny a day or some shit like that. I mean, it's just
It
it's
is so fucked up. I'm
it's
sorry.
fucking
It is
atrocious.
so fucked up. Like everyone's so caught up on this Disney Nickelodeon shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, listen, man. Like I said, I'm Nigerian, man. I'm from the motherland. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
see a lot.
You
I've
know.
been back a couple of times, but
You know.
but like man, that's why I really respect people that really are on that political level, because yeah, they're intensifying that point. Like that's some real world shit, every single day shit. You know, like that, just toiling, man. And then you see motherfuckers here that want to just, I don't even know how to say it, but they're again, they're like high schoolers, man. Like they just Instagram, you know, taking, man, I can't, man. Like that shit gets me hot, bro. That's why sometimes I want to show my face. Like listen, man, like that shit is so fucked. Like people don't know how fucked up they are, bro. They don't. Completely. Like they do know. Let me say, we get my point. Like they don't know, bro. Like it is so fucked up. How the fuck do you allow that, man? I'm not saying like, listen, I just bought this laptop like a year ago. Like I have the latest. I'm not no better, but I'm saying this, you know, I'm not defending this bullshit. People verbally defend that. That's, oh my God, bro. I'm sorry. That's what I mean. I can't be around certain people, man. If you can't verbally, not just no, and not just even verbally, but like, again, like not fucking promoted by putting other people here, man. Like how the fuck? How, again, I get it. We have to do certain things. We need a laptop for school or other. I get it. But like consciously with like the concepts, we know this is fucked up, man. Like what the fuck?
Facts. It's not even unknowing ignorance. It's willful ignorance, because like you can go online at any time of the day and just look up what it takes to create these electronics, and all the different mining operations happening in Africa and around the world, all the impoverished people who are working like fucking slaves to get these amenities built and shipped and consumed. It's not suffering free. None of this shit is suffering free. It comes with the baggage and the price tag of somebody suffering in order for you to have it. And so when we talk about ending the fucking world and ending this shit, it's not because we're depressed or we're just evil or whatever. I was like, no, we fucking see the price being paid every fucking day for this stupid existence. Like it's dumb. It shouldn't even be here. It's like somebody is constantly paying the price of suffering. And so like when you go and listen to or read the story of the ones who walk away from Amalus, it's the exact same fucking thing. You got the child in the basement who's been tortured, suffering all day, every day for the expenses and the happiness of the people above, who are idly, blissfully ignorant, walking by and have no awareness that their comfort depends on the suffering of that child happening. Who they can't see. And it's the same thing with all civilization and society. I mean, it all comes from suffering. People suffer, and you get all these creations as a result. I mean, suffering is a currency of the world. So in a world where suffering and pain is currency, why the fuck do you want it to last forever? Doesn't make any sense.
Me off, bro. Like I get really
as
upset.
It should.
I get really upset about this point, Shane. Like I get really upset because we all know this shit. We all, to some level, we know these points right here, man. And people ignorant, man. That's the evilness. Ignorant. Evilness is ignorant. You know this, and you are being willfully ignorant. Like I said, we're all here. Yes, there's things that we have to do. Yes, it's not directly our fault. Sure, but how the fuck? Information age of information, age of Aquarius. How do we know all this shit? Yeah, we're like, just, oh yeah, this is okay. Fuck, you know that one meme with the one dog in hell? He's, oh, this is okay.
Yeah,
no,
right.
It's not, man. Like, I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm thinking about all those, let alone, we're not even just talking about sentience as a whole. You know, any thing that's feeling. We're not even talking about anything that's not a human per se. Let's not even go that far. Animal kingdom and all that shit.
Oh,
that's a whole other
even worse.
Let's not even fucking go there. We're just talking within a certain down lower scale, within humanity and the social ladder and this fucking geopolitical fuckery cesspool that we're in.
Right.
It is, man. And we know it, man. Fucking here in America, all this shit. That's why we want to throw shit on the president and everything. And that's why people want to, think of other, let's have this other political fucking theory, communism and all this other shit. It's not getting to the source of the issue, right? Like you said, suffering. We are here to suffer. That's why I said the purpose of life is suffering. Because there's all these things, again, they're suffering. There's something right now, in a sense, not right now, because I'm enjoying this side, but you get my point. Like every single day, every single moment, in essence, you're like, I would rather be doing this. Just as we know, work, right? That's 8 hours of your fucking life, a third of your life thrown away for something that you really wouldn't want to have to do. Again, with the whole needing, you are placed to have to do things, suffering on a constant hammer. And there's other people where it's just so worse. And here on the Western world, we have it so much better, and we're still talking so much shit, even about our own lives. We're self-loathing our shit, let alone other. And that's what I mean, the relativity. You know what I mean? Shango, this shit got me hot. I'm sorry.
Rightfully so. That's part of the solution. I mean, the empathy, in the ironic sense, the empathy is what's empowering us to understand why this shit should be shut down. Because if you didn't have the empathy in the first place, you wouldn't care about why it needs to go, why it's so deficient, why this is an inherently deficient world. If you didn't have the empathy to care about it, you would just be like any other one of these fuckers walking around not giving a shit. Oh, it's all about me. Everything's happy, joy. So long as I get my cheeseburger and get to play my Xbox, it's like, it's not just about me. And that's what kills me. Like, people say, oh, well, you're just depressed. It's like, motherfuckers, it's not just me. Like, if it had to do with just me, I would have just shot my fucking self and been over with. It's like, it's not about me personally. It's about the whole fucking conundrum of this. I don't want my people to come back here and suffer. I don't want my people being brought into this shit to suffer. And that's what's happening. Like, even when I die, there's going to be somebody else like me who's going to be born and have to go through the same shit that I'm going through. And they have to come to the same same terms that I'm going through and understand in the same fucked up shitty world. So it's like, at some point, where do you put the fire? Where do you put the match to burn the whole fucking place down? And we are right here at that. We are trying to do that because we understand it has to be done, or else this is going to keep happening for as long as possible. And we don't want that. It's like, who in their right mind will want a world where you have children being slaves and you have people who work for fucking food that they can barely afford? I mean, even now in America, look what the billionaires are doing in America, the United States, with the AI and the tech companies. They're building their massive AI super centers that are going to consume up water resources, electricity resources. It's going to drive up people's power bills astronomically to the point where they might not even be able to afford to pay their light bills or just to afford energy. And it's so fucked up, but that's the truth. That's what's happening right now. So it's like, it's just this callous disregard that's fueling all of this shit. And people just don't see it. They want to pretend like it's not there, but it's there. I mean, the average American can barely afford fucking groceries. And then you talk about the AI super centers and all the shit billionaires are doing right now. They're pillaging right now. So it's like,
Man.
Come on.
Man, I go back to my boy Unsaid, like he said before. I love it, man. It's a feeling. Everybody's feeling this shit. That entropy, whether you like it or not, it's building in because I mean, just again, no one wants to read the news and all that, but like it is. But if you want to really look there, it is so bad. It is. So this shit really is, and like, the amendments in the world, if you want to look up the statistics, in the Western world, motherfuckers are not continuing this, people are crying about the fertility rates. Oh, we need to hurry up and do more, procreate, no abortions, like people, they really are pushing it. They're really trying to push it because, again, it's like whether you like it or not. Again, my boy Ante was like, can I have a kid? Do I, like you were saying, can I even afford Yeah, like the fucking no, you really can't. I mean, fucking all the hours that people do for work, fucking people have double jobs, full-time jobs. Like, how are you gonna
That's
have
insane
fucking
to
time
me.
to? I mean, raising a child is I can't even. I don't. People just people do monkey see monkey do, so they don't really think. But man, that shit is so much. If you really are like really trying to really be there for them, like it's not feasible in this fucking society.
Not at all. Man, it's not even feasible to have a fucking mediocre life. I
Mm.
mean, I mean, come on. What are most American lives anyway? They are mediocre at best. These are not people who are living in Beverly Hills and just lavishly, doing all this shit. I mean, these are average people acting like their little pleasures and things mean more so long as they get their fix, and whoever suffers for it, who cares? Because they're enjoying their slice. Meanwhile, you don't even have a real slice to you. I mean, all this shit can be cut off in a moment. I mean, they can shut down stores tomorrow. They can shut down your bank account tomorrow, and then what? You'll have exactly the same thing that kid in another continent has. Nothing. So it's like it's not. It's so solipsistic how they think. But yeah, you can't even afford a mediocre life. I mean, people have to work 3 jobs just to afford to pay for food and their fucking bills that they shouldn't have anyway. And then they had to worry about retirement and all that shit, which is crazy. I'm not worried about it. I mean, I can tell you right now, I'm not doing the shit. I already made up in my mind, I'm not going to be a fucking work slave and then die, hoping to retire. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it happen. I've seen people work their whole lives and then retire only to die 2 weeks later. You didn't even get a chance to fucking breathe good, and then you died. So it's
Such a
like,
fucking Ponzi scheme, man.
you just spent your whole life a fucking slave and didn't get anything for it. And people think that's the norm. People think that's valuable. And they think you're crazy or lazy or a bum. I don't give a shit what they call me now. I don't give a fuck. I'll be lazy. I'll be a bum. I'll be all this shit you want to say because I don't give a fuck about being a fucking slave for the rest of my life for a fucking corporation that doesn't give a damn about me. Come on now. Do better. I mean, really think about that. Think about that. Think about how absurd it is that you want to work forever for your life just to afford fucking food that should be a right for you to exist anyway. I mean, it's so dumb. I hate this whole fucking system. I hate
Right,
all of it.
right. And like you were mentioning before from that one comment, I was trying to go back to it. Was it man, what was his name? It was like he was saying obey, school, religion, da da da, that's what it is. We're grown up to be in that obedience, type of mentality. And so it comes to this point where it's like, I need to be obedient to the fact that I'm going to just slave away my entire life for some fucking corporation, some type of employer or some shit. And you get fucking dimes, even if that, you know what I mean? For all of it. It is, and again, we all know this. That's why it's like, man, again, like I told Mark, and if anybody was with me from that day one, you saw those videos before with the Politrics. I had that one video up for a moment. Because it's a level. All this, we are all in that political realm. If you use money, whether people say, oh, I'm not into politics. No, you are in it. We're all in it. Again, money, anything, man. We're all to some degree, we're in that jurisdiction of things. And it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame, but it just goes back to that point of how really it's talking about maintenance. You know what I mean? Like it comes to the fact that there's so many motherfuckers here. How are we gonna get work together and harmonize together to a certain degree to maintain this shit and have a certain honestly level of lifestyle to be able to in a sense have a hierarchy of prosperity because we don't all have the same level of prosperity. It's a Ponzi scheme. What's going on? It's just we got to keep talking these type of talks, man, because we're gonna see other spirits that again already really know this shit, but then when they come across this type of shit, and it's not just necessarily directly here, it's in the air,
Right.
They're gonna think about something another way or da da da, and then it's gonna solidify them to like again. Further intensify this chaotic self that's within all of us. It's just some people have it a little bit more than others, and we're just trying to further kind of, pull that out because it's gonna make this shit. And like Shangal said, I do understand, yes, with the AI, because yes, that can with the negative entropy. that can definitely, keep this shit kind of going more, because that shit, it is handy. And because it's handy, shit, it can lend a hand to humanity and make this shit keep going,
Which is
more.
what they're trying. Which is what they're trying to do. I mean, they're actively saying that. I mean, you listen to these motherfuckers like Elon Musk and all these technocrat billionaires. They're saying shit like that all the time. Uh, Preserving the light of consciousness, quote unquote, to quote that fucker Elon. um they're that's their plan with this AI, to keep this shit show going for as long as possible, because they realize this is their paradise, because they are the ones ruling it, they are the ones controlling the bottom, and they are the ones profiting the most from that. So of course they want their slice of heaven to continue as long as possible. It's just that all the other fuckers are too dumb or intellectually lazy to understand it, that that's what's happening. uh they're not doing it for the prosperity of the human race. These people don't give a shit. They care about their rulership. They care about control. And all this technology, all this AI is being directed toward that control, maintaining the slave farm, etc. That's what it's about.
Yeah, yeah. You hear about Elon being like a reincarnation of Akhenaten? You heard that before?
I think that's dumb, but okay.
I know, man. People say some old crazy shit, man. People say
I
some.
swear that
Have
man
you
got a
seen his,
cult.
what was it? His mom and shit. She's like a fucking witch, basically. Have you seen his mom before? Picture.
I've seen pictures of her. She's something. Um, but the way that they glorify this man is so insane to me. I mean, every time I see that fucker's face, it just enrages me. Like I have an inhuman rage when I see Elon Musk face. It triggers something in me, something dark and primal. When I see that motherfucker's face, it's like I just want to just I mean, it just it nags me in like an itch that I can't scratch, but I really fucking wants to badly.
Oh shit! Oh shit! That is so funny. That is
I
so.
hate that motherfucker. I hate him so bad. Like, and I hate all of them, like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. I mean, these selfish motherfuckers. Um, who else? Bill Gates. I mean, all of them are in the same fucking club. I mean, it's a bunch of rulership, control freak psychopaths who are stirring the boat. And so many people don't care about it enough to look into it and see why these motherfuckers are bad business.
Yeah, not enough. Not enough people are about it. Because honestly, every one of us should be about it. The fuck else is there to do? Like that's what I mean. Every now and then I ask myself, I put in my video, like, what are, like you mentioned earlier in the video here, what are people doing, man? What? Yeah, I hang out with my boys, my friends, and all that. Whatever. But like, what really are we like? If we really can sit down and be like, yo, this is fucked up, man. That's the simplest way to say it. We all say it. Life is
Yep.
unfair. Da 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 da. So it's like, hold up, and then let's keep adding this together. So if this is fucked up, not fair, not like, then why are we, And yeah, man, like you said, with these technocrats, billionaires, and everything, man, they got us on such a fucking, they got us by the balls, man, with all of this shit. This I mean, I had a one post recently on my post on my channel. People trying to unplug. There's people that off the matrix, off the grid. The wilderness type of life, and they're trying to abstain from technology and everything. Because they see all this crime going on, and just the way that humanity is going, and they're trying to not go with it, even though it's going to go with it. The way that you don't go with it is not putting motherfuckers here to have to deal with it. Here, we're at the end of the day, we're gonna go already. Just don't fucking continue the process. At least that's the least you can do.
Correct.
Mm.
Correct, because even if you do go off grid and do all that shit, they're still going to try to force you into their system anyway. They're not going to give a shit that you waved the white flag and said, "Okay, I had enough. I'm not going to participate in your society anymore." These are fucking control freak psychopaths. They're going to say, "Oh, yes, you are. We're coming after you. We're going to make you participate. We're going to make you do this. We're going to make you get that job. We're going to make you get that digital ID. We're going to make you do all this shit to participate in our system." I mean, they're not going to let you just walk off grid and be happy ever after. I mean, these are control freak psychopaths who have a global fantasy of ruling everything, every person on the planet. They want everybody to be under their dominion. They're not going to let you just be free and willy-nilly, because that's not what they want. They want absolute subjugation and servitude. So in a world like that, where you have these motherfuckers, these parasites ruling, why would you want to continue breeding more people into their fucking farm? It's a farm. It's a literal farm, and they are making money. They're making currency. They're getting their power from you slaves producing more slaves for them, for their machine. That's what this is about. Every child is a form of currency. Every child is a form of currency. And they're trading that currency left and right. You get a whole social security number when you're born, a fucking barcode, essentially. You're a product. And you're gonna keep making more products for these motherfuckers. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And yeah, once I saw that birth certificate shit, fucking cattle shit, I was like, yo, fucking to the crown, you know what I'm saying, goes back to Rome. And it's like, the fuck, man. How, and I know certain people may not know, and people that may know, they, oh, that's not what you think it is, or no. On a clear level, we know that's what's going on. And yeah, man, it blows me. It blows me. But we doing what we are on this side of things. And so we definitely encourage anybody listening to this, if you've been here, you've been raging with us and shit, just whatever way that you can, you know, just, I say, take a time out of your day. And again, put in my last video, Solutions to the Matter of Existence, meditate on the annihilation of this shit. And that, you know, people think, oh, you are so destructive. And yes, I am. But again, it's coming from a place of love. Like we mentioned, there is so much fucked up shit going on.
Every day.
What type of little bubble that you're in that's just so fun and whatever? Fuck that, man. This is of a higher mentality. This is a real grown-up, mature conversation. You know what I mean? And so,
And can I just interject one moment? Because you know, when we talk about things like this, you often do get comments from people talk about, oh, here we go with that spirituality shit. Oh, here we go with that. Here we go with that magic shit. Oh, casting spells. It's like, you know what's funny about that? The motherfuckers at the top who are ruling this fucking shit show, they're practicing magic too on the fucking daily. As a matter of fact, these are some of the most powerful sorcerers on the goddamn planet. These people actively participate and do real magic. They had an interview with Bill Gates. He's talking about his predecessor. Who was that guy? His name was what was that guy's name?
Is he like the owner right now of Microsoft?
No, he was I think he was the founder of Apple. Shit, what was that guy's name? God damn. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Yeah, so he was talking about Steve Jobs, and he compared him to being a wizard. He said, you know, Steve Jobs was a major wizard, and I'm a minor wizard, and he was able to do better spells than me. Bill Gates said that on an interview, and people, that just went over people's heads, but he said it multiple times. He compared him to using spells and magic. These people know the occult. They study it. It's built into the very fabric of the country itself. Look at Washington, D.C., for fucking crying out loud. It has occult geometry embedded into the fucking streets. I mean, the whole thing, these people, they have their own set of magic, they have their own rituals, and they do them, and they're working because they have so much control over the masses, and they get consent through the subconscious agreement of the masses to do what they're doing. So these people are occultists. And so when we say that we're occultists and we're using our magic against them to bring an end to this stupid shit show that they've got, people think that's crazy. Okay. Meanwhile, these guys are telling you to your face they're wizards and occultists, and they are using magic against you to keep you in line, to keep you under their spell and their control. It's this is the real deal. It's happening. It's not fairyland fiction. This is actual shit that is happening.
It's such a great point. Thank you for saying that, Mark, because they look at people like us that want to incorporate and show the significance to those type of things, and they don't know that that's happening to all the different fucking authority figures that, you know, people gloat. You know what I mean? Yeah, that thank you for saying that is, yes, very true. There is just language itself. Like, who the fuck created that? That's some old sorcery shit already. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
To cast spells with what you're saying onto like. This is again with like imposition, you know what I mean? Like that's so, yeah, man. These people, and like you said with technology, Like this shit, you know, the Ouija board and how that's similar to a keyboard, and I mean the very
Right, right.
like these black screens, you know what I mean? I mean,
Yes,
this internet
yes.
shit is some deep shit, man. Like we are talking to spirits, like man, we be tapping into the inner webs of things,
Exactly.
man. Like it is way more than what people know, what I know or do. Like, well, it's so yeah,
Bro. Yes. I had to interject just one moment because I
please.
love what you said about the screens. Exactly the point. I mean, John Dee, you know, you go back to Queen Elizabeth's court back in the real early ages. I mean, the 1600s, 1500s, all those years back. John Dee was using a fucking scrying mirror to get information. What is a scrying mirror? It's a black obsidian mirror, pure black, black screens. They've always used these in the occult. This is an actual technology, and they will commune with spirits through the reflection of those screens that they would channel into the mirror's reflection. I mean, it's magic and technology are indistinguishable because the shit that we're doing with technology, they were doing with magic before we had the tangible technology to do it. It's the concepts, it's the metaphysical aspect of it that they were able to tap into. We just have the technological portion of that, but they were doing that way back when. I mean, you know, it is literally magic. All this shit is magic. All of it. All the
Right.
technology, the things that we're using, these black screens, obsidian screens, scrying screens, they're all magic. Yes, absolutely connected. 100%.
Yep, got the plaque. Yeah, there you go. Clairvoyant. Psych. How do you how the last part of the name there? But yeah, it's a black cube. It's a portal. These are portals that are going on. You know, if you got mirrors in your home, especially in your bedroom, cover those up. You know what I mean? You shouldn't even be technically having a TV in your room, electronics. Don't do any of that shit technically. At least cover that up because these are portals for different, you know, again, people that, woo, woo, what is it? What am I talking about? But no, like, again, this is just like astrology, you know, when people say, "Oh, I don't believe in astrology or anything," like, no. First off, you don't even know. Okay, with a lot of like, first study these different things. You know, if we really go from there, it's again way more than what you already know right now. So yeah, man, with these different, yeah, the black screens are heavy, man, heavy, and we got it always in our back pocket. And there, I'm not no better. I'm not no better. You know, I'm just saying what I know and shit. I'm just, but yeah, man, these TV sets, all of it, man. It's so many the cube, like here right here from Clairvoyant. We are just the fucking homes, all these different cubes and shits, man. It's all that
Right.
Saturnian influence.
Right.
It goes back to just the constraint that they're putting on us. The way that this hits us mentally, it's again way more than we can perceive consciously. We only are just saying a certain level, and subconsciously we know how even more fucked up all this shit is. Man, yeah, it's just, man, it's like how, like, I can't imagine like this type of shit if someone were to listen to this and there's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna still do what I'm doing. I'm gonna, you know, I'm still gonna, you know, love the government, you know, create 5 fucking more people to have to go through this imposition of birth and death. This is my thing. Like, so it's just like I'm just talking talk right now. But it's just like if something like this were to just get out, like if something like this, you know, whether somebody that just knows millions of people and like a certain amount of people were able to like really, if they didn't already know, you know, these different types of very simple points. Again, be privy to this. How do people, once you again go back to that chaotic, the black, how do you go back? Like when I hear people, oh, I was an anti-natalist, I was. No,
What?
no, that doesn't make sense. Maybe you had a certain level, sure, or whatever, but no. There's like, that's even more evil. If you again are aware and you are willfully ignoring these,
Right.
like, bro, it's terrible, bro. It's and like we know, man, it's this world is so I don't even I'm in just in certain groups like with the discords and stuff, and people, you know, post different news stuff. That's the way I get my news. Other than that, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And when they post I was just like, yeah, a bunch of just fuckery. I saw there was a flood and some shit northwest here in the States. Like the world is topsy-turvy. I encourage people, you know, especially us men, retain your seed for one thing. That goes back to the, you know, contain your energy in a certain sense, because there's so much more than what meets the eye. When we don't give in, when we don't give into this world, when we don't exert, the external and promote more of this in the conscious, when you don't put out shit and you are containing your energy in a sense, the untapped potential, shout out again, my boy, like, man, that's like what there was a certain term, like, don't pray to the gods because they need your energy. You know what I mean? So like the chaotic self, like, well, what can we do? What can we do? That's why I keep telling these type. Technically, in a certain level, when you don't even do nothing, that's powerful in and of itself. And this is obviously something I'm exerting energy. I always stand when I do these lives because this is like a fucking like, this is pumping me up. You know what I'm saying? But, man, there's just so many ways. There's so many ways to just further intensify this energy, because it's coming. It's coming. And there's certain people, man, that are listening to this that aren't about this. And they the NSAs, everyone says, oh, they're listening to us. And it's like when we know a level, it's 10 times worse than what we really think it is. Like it's crazy. So yeah, they're obviously, looking at people like us because it's a definite like concentrated few, for those of us that are really about it, like any one of us right now listening to this. Trust me, they know who you. I know it sounds scary. What is Uno talk? The certain point that I'm talking about because it's already happening for all of us. It's just a little bit more intensified for certain people like us that have these different mentalities. But keep doing it because they're scared. They need us. They're like, whatever, man, because we're the true light. You already know. All this shit is a fucking what? It's eventually gonna, like, the consciousness. It's eventually gonna run out. You know what I mean? Like a fucking battery, because it's not the true source. And so they're trying to like have us, keep doing the work for them and that shit. So when we abstain, they're like, oh shit, they don't want us to bring more niggas out of it. And so, but we gonna do it. I don't give a fuck.
That's what I say. Anything that threatens the establishment of the system is what should happen. I mean, anything that threatens the stability of the rotten house is what should be happening. I mean, if you're going to try to break the foundations and break the pillars that hold up the rotten house, break the fucking foundation, break the pillars. Fuck it. I mean, if you're in a system that is overwhelmingly a problem, how do you solve the problem? Be the problem in the system. That's a problem to you. I mean, it's just basic. I mean, people go along with so much without thinking. I mean, they've always programmed us as children. Oh, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to get a job. You're supposed to have a family. You're supposed to go to church. You're supposed to be a good little boy or girl. You're supposed to be a good, upstanding, moral citizen. Obey the rules, obey the laws, obey God, obey the government. And it's like we nobody thought about that. Nobody came to the sense that maybe we shouldn't be doing that because these are all systems of ingrained slavery and servitude that were not consented to begin with. I mean, we weren't asked if we wanted to participate in a world where we were ruled over by other fucking human beings and then made to participate in their systems of control. Fuck that. So be like Diogenes. Diogenes was my boy. Like I love reading about Diogenes and how he lived. I mean, that dude lived in a fucking wine barrel, a hollowed out wine barrel, and he spit at people, rich people. He would just spit at them, and he would just be a complete public nuisance because he could. He understood that the facade of society. I mean, this guy would would relieve himself in public. I mean, he just did not care. Anything that challenged the social taboo is what he did, and there needs to be more people like that instead of just going along with the show and going along with the slave circus just because they think they have to. You don't have to. That's the key. You don't have to do anything. You really don't. Now, do you want to do that? Is the question. Do you want to? But you don't really have to do anything. Like, you don't even have to work a job. You could just say fuck a job and be poor. Hey, it'll be uncomfortable, but at least you won't be doing something that you don't want to do for the rest of your fucking life. I mean, that's a choice. I mean, you could just stop paying your bills. You could stop doing all this shit. You could. The problem is the consequence of that is what frightens people. They don't want the comfort to be taken away. But if you can get over the poison of the comfort, you're somebody that they can't control. That's dangerous.
That's it right there. That's it right there. Like that's willpower. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Being able to be like, because you know a certain like spirit, mental that like you would want to do, and then the body is really the friction where it's like, no, I want to like survive in some shit. Like that's that's some real shit. Cause yeah, like you listen, like you said, the universe is all the universe is mental.
Yes.
And you got to tap into that. You got to tap into your mental. We all know it, man. You know, it's really the body that's fucking, that's why I understand when people say, yeah, you know, the mind's a level. Don't get it twisted. It is above the body. We get it. But there's all the conversation. But in this context, what you're hinting at, Mark, yes, like live that life. You know what I mean? And we all know it to a certain degree. We already know with work. That's why, you know, when Mark told me with that, like how he is right now with not having to work and shit, like shout out. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I'm thinking of certain ways in my own personal life because yeah, no one again in terms of the concept. That's what I mean with the mentality, the concept. Yeah. No one wants to fucking have to do any of this shit to begin with. You know what I mean? Right. We know this. So then it's like, okay, now what steps can I do? And so yes, know that and go with it. Don't. Again, with the stagnant, not thinking, and just keep going with the flow of things. No, take the action. Do those necessary steps. You know what I'm saying? What else are we doing here? What else are we really doing here? We ain't doing shit.
Yeah, and don't underestimate the power of intention. Really, don't underestimate that. I mean, an intention done, an action done with intention is very powerful. Rather than just doing an unconscious act with no intention at all. But intent is very powerful. Don't underestimate it. So like you were talking about, you know, thinking about and meditating about the destruction of the world and things like that, that has an effect. I mean, I remember, and this could be me just correlating something. I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I did a drawing some time back where I was using a chaotic ritual to cause destruction. And one of the things I drew was an earthquake shaking a volcano to eruption. Months pass, we get all these fucking volcanoes going off all over the world. I mean, and not because of me, but I'm just saying that intention, I clearly put it out there. I mean, I clearly added my little own pinpoint prick to let's do that. So and I'm constantly doing that. I'm constantly having these meditations where I am thinking about it. I am putting that intention out there that I want this to be destroyed. I want it to stop. I want it to come crashing down. And if all of us did that together,
right,
with intention, right, daily on a daily basis, I guarantee you we would see the results of that. I guarantee it. If we did that together, knowing what we know consciously every single day, oh yeah, definitely.
Well, hold up, because yeah, I think I had a certain part like that, like us, yes, with that last video with solutions to the matter, was yeah, like us doing things within the certain same timeline. It just furthered the magnitude, the exponentiality of it. Yeah, it's that. Are you like, for anyone that's here, because whoever's here and that's about it, they're gonna really try to do it. I say let's if you're about it, Mark, we can set. We don't even have to be together. We're in different time zones. I know my time. Everyone knows their time right now. But I say we can right now say a certain time. If you're down to say this, Shangal, he's on the line right now. We can say a certain time of day right now and be like at least 5 fucking minutes out of your time.
Oh, I would love that.
So what time is a good time? You know what I mean?
Oh man,
I'm saying right now, I'm gonna put that shit on somehow on my profile, whatever time that is, every single day. I'm gonna put that shit, and anyone else that's listening to this, if you can, please, again, 5 minutes, just at least 5, and we're gonna be thinking that same shit. Meditate on that, whatever annihilation, and however you perceive that. You say the time, Mark, because you were the one that just expressed this invocation. And yeah, I'm gonna do that shit from here. Already I've been doing, but not as frequent. But now I'm gonna look to try to do this shit every single fucking day. And I hope anyone that's listening to this, it's something that we can all do. Just fucking 5 minutes out of your time, man. True. It's already meditate. So what you give a time, and then I'm gonna make sure that's posted.
Well, see, now my time is different because I like to do it at night.
That's
like
good.
around
That's
like
a true,
around
that's a
like
true
around
source.
yeah,
Yeah.
like around 11. I like to do it at night around 11 o'clock.
Mm,
But generally all throughout the day I'm thinking about this shit. All
of
throughout the
course.
day.
Of course.
All throughout the day. So it doesn't matter what time you want to do it. Just do it. 5 minutes out your day. I don't care what time. It could be in the AM, the night, the afternoon. I don't care. Just do it. Just 5 minutes a day, just thinking about the end of the fucking world. Be specific. Think about something you want to see happen with that. Think about the manifesting the uncreation of the world. Think about that and really hone in on what you would think, how you would feel during that, and just meditate on that. I mean, that's some powerful shit. That's powerful intention that you are putting out there intentionally into the ether. And it could absolutely manifest, especially if you're already on this frequency where you
Boy,
already have that intention, where you already
boy.
have that knowledge to do it. You can make a change. So yeah, definitely if you want to do it at 11 o'clock, I do it at 11. But it could be any time. I don't care. You could just say a time and I'm down with it. I'm
No,
down
I
with it
like 11.
100%.
That's my time already, not 11. But like, yeah, no, that. So you heard it. I mean, we know where Mark is. He's from Detroit. I'm in Arizona. You know what I mean? So shit. But yeah, like you said, any other time, whatever. But that's my time. You know, like he said, that time was it's coming up already. Technically, another half hour almost. Shit. I'm actually I live here with my older sister. We have a home here in Arizona, and I had to probably the next 15 or whatever. But I would honestly love to do this right now. I ain't gonna hold you. It's not that far off, but
Yeah.
we'll see how the conversation keeps going. But yeah, 9 o'clock. That's me. And then that's 11
Yeah.
o'clock, like you said, at night your time.
Perfect.
And for anybody else that's about it, I know some people might be listening to this and they're like, but people right now that are really about it, again, we're not talking to a crowd, we're talking to a few right now. You know who you are. You know what I mean? Real shit. I know that anti-natalist, that's what I mean with that shit. It's a given. If you can't even do that, and I'm not talking about people here per se, I'm just saying that in general, you know what I mean? But in terms of this intentionality with the annihilation of the world, if you really are about it right now, you heard it right here, right? You can be about it within this specific, particular time frame that we're talking about right now, or like how Shangal, he said 222, within a certain numerological code that you might like or whatever. Have at it, do you. But you know what we're doing right now. If you want to tap in with where we tapping into, it's only going to further intensify it. Because like he said, and I remember too, Mark, you had one video. It was something about like Jesus and like destroying the world. You had like a dream or some shit. Can you talk a little bit about that? Yeah, you remember that? You had one video about that, like you were dreaming or something.
Oh yeah, man. That was oof. That dream, wow, fucking stuck with me. And let me just some background on that. I am somebody who does not dream often. Um, I don't really have vivid dreams. I don't really have dreams that I remember all the time because it's really hard for me to fall asleep. So I don't dream very much. But when I do dream and when I have profound dreams like that, they tend to stay with me. I had that dream, I would say back, I think it was 2016 or so around that time. And I had fell asleep and I dreamt that I was in this space, this buffer, and as best as I can call it, between the earth and somewhere else. Like it was just above the earth, outside the earth. And it was like just me. And it was like this military type thing where we had all these people and we were all dressed in these black outfits, these black uniforms, and we had these titanic giants with us. Like they were moving information with us, and we were all lined up getting ready for war, essentially for this conflict. And I was asking one of the giants with me next to me, like, are we going to be able to pull this off? And he kind of just gave me a touch on my shoulder, like, and then a touch of endearment, like, we can do this. And it was amazing just to see how all of us were in that agreement. We all had this energy about us, like we were getting ready to fuck this place up. And it just immediately happened. Like I thought about it, we were there and we spawned into the earth. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Like we just spawned into the world from all different points and we started fucking shit up. It was destruction everywhere. All of us were having destructive power. We were blowing shit up with our hands, with our minds. Uh, I spawned in with a guy next to me, and I looked at him. He had flames of fire in his eyes. We all had that, and the feeling of exhilaration, just destroying the world, like laying waste to creation. Like it was a sense of relief. It was like this overwhelming joy, like this relief of we are finally getting rid of this shit. And when I looked over, I seen there was like this portal that had begun to open. I lifted my hand to the sky, and there was these portals that had opened, and that there were these gigantic, almost city-sized dragons coming in, and they were. It's not fire they were breathing, but it was like with their voices, they were literally shouting the earth apart to the point where I seen atoms dissolve. Like they were literally blowing apart the earth. Like there was nothing left when they got done with it. Like whole chunks of the earth were being literally dissolved into nothing. And this was happening all around the world. I mean, that it was so vivid and so profound. I mean, these portals were opening up everywhere, and you had these soldiers and these dragons pouring in, and this just complete overwhelming destruction of the earth. It was something like out of a movie, but it was like I was literally there. I was seeing it. I was breathing it in. I was feeling it, the intensity of it. It was almost orgasmic. I mean,
Boy, I almost had a wet dream.
I mean, it was that. I mean, just the intensity of it was like, oh my god, this is the best fucking thing ever. This is the culmination of what we want, and just to feel that intensity, and we all had it. It was like I was connected to everybody who was on that path with me. Like the guy who was with me, I turned around and saw his face and how he had that fire burning in his eyes, and we all had that. It's just this flame, this destructive power, like we were cleansing the earth, destroying it. It's just incredible, 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 incredible. I've never had a dream like that since, where I would actually be able to remember something that vivid, that profound. It man. It left a dent for sure. And for me to remember it like that all these years later, it was just mind-boggling.
Wow, user mind says she had a similar dream, had a same dream back in 2010. That's crazy.
What?
What the hell? Damn.
Get
That's why I moved
out.
to uncollective or collective unconsciousness. Like listen, man, we all within the same shit. We all within the same. That's crazy to say. So dreams are crazy. It's hard to understand what dreams actually are. Yeah, dreams are symbolic. You know, it's good to record your dreams because it's you know, the symbols are you know, it's a representation, you can say, of a certain trauma repetition that's been, you can say, within your conscious life, because it's all a certain one side of a, you know, the same coin type shit. So they're kind of like correlative, interplaying within one each other. So yeah, it's important to look into them. Like whenever you have a dream, I try to record my dreams. When I wake up, I try to whether voice record or journal it. There's plenty of different books that have different like dream symbols and everything. You can use that as a reference, but you can do your own. Like, what do you feel when you see a certain symbol? What does that, you know, invoke within your own self? And honestly, you know, with all of this, I know with certain people, like I said, I'm going to come back to this. You know, certain people, they look, even within our own community, I know, because I'm a very sensible, as we all are. That if you're anti-natal, you're a very sensible person. I know some people are like, damn, this is some heavy shit right now. Even with, you know what I'm saying? But again, just think about all the fucked up shit going on. We didn't even, again, with like the epithets, and we have not even talked about animals and all that shit. You know, different fucking biological, just bacteria shit and all that other sentience. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the fucked up shit that is going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have that really in the back of your mind, that's that raging spirit that wants to destroy all this shit, man. It's all out of love. Please remember that, everybody that's listening to this. It's all out of love. It's these motherfuckers right here that are evil in a clear sense, because they are ignoring the clear harms that are going on. And we're like, wow, what the fuck? And so we are, again, that unconscious guard. We are part of that destructive force that it's about, yeah, this shit gotta go. That's a certain realization that comes back to like, wow, yeah, this should have never been. You know, that whatever itch or whatever that came down to this shit, then, you know, de-escalate and descend and devolve to where we are now. You know, that's coming to this realization that, wow, yeah, this is deficient, inefficient as hell, and all this fucking crime going on. This is criminality. Please understand that. So when we do our own, whatever we do as a retaliation against that, Don't put anything on us. Do not put if that's what I mean when I say to certain people, like, oh, if you want to now say immorality, this is bad. If you want to point out whatever is quote unquote, you better point out what it really is, because it's not this. This is righteous. This is divine, whatever shit. If there's any divinity, it's this. Like, let's be real. So I want to just kind of mention that again, that please understand anyone that might have a certain, I'm listening, but no, this is love right now. This is that tough love, if you want to say, or even unconditional. This is a true unconditional love, because now we're going back to that untapped potential. Shout out again, unconsciousness, chaotic, self-contained, self-complacent. You know what I mean? We're going back to that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to mention that too again. But wow, that's so crazy about the similar dreams and everything. We got another one here. It said, I had dreams like that. Also had a lucid dream where I embodied destruction itself. That's the best way to describe it.
Oh, that's some good shit right there. That's powerful. Powerful shit. And that's what
crazy dreams coming up, every one of us, or some shit. Please journal that shit, and remember that shit. It's gonna be even more powerful.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I love about it. Like we might not have ever met each other, and yet we are having that same. We're having the same dreams. We're having the same messages. We're having the same urgency to fulfill that task. And I call it, for myself, I call it the sacred task. And whenever I say that, that's what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the destruction of the earth and the undoing of creation. That, to me, is the task. That is what I'm about. I dedicate my whole being to this. Like, I'm so fucking serious. Like, there is no going back for me. No going back for me. Like, I am so far deep into this. Like,
people got to understand,
man.
This is why we're here. Like, that's why when you get into, what does my name mean? You get into the exact time that you fucking incarnated here. If I'm gonna just say my date of birth, I already said I'm an Aries, April 18th. Look at the numerology of April 18th. Okay, look at that number 418. If you look that up, you're gonna find like Aleister Crowley, abracadabra shit, but you're gonna see a certain term. You're gonna see a certain term with 418. 418, the great work. The great work. That's the date that I was born. The great, and there's so much more that I know. Certain people, I've shown them, like, I've decoded my life to a certain level. Because why wouldn't you know? Why wouldn't you want to know more about yourself? Like, I know this is what I'm here for. Like, that's what people say, oh, this is my cool. That's your purpose. This is my purpose, to kind of eradicate any type of purpose. Because what the fuck is a purpose, man? Like, man, let me tell you, man, this is what people like us, man, this is what we're all within our certain paths. And I'm here to fucking obliterate any fucking need of any path, nigga. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Like, man, I love this talk, bro. I know this is like, I've listened to a lot of my streams. The one, of course, the initial one that we did, and then the one that I did, not even 2 weeks ago. I know I'm gonna be replaying this bitch, and man, that again with the subconscious, the way that's gonna further it. This is some hot shit. Like Shingal said, this is magic. And I'm definitely on this stream. We are we're gonna at least go up to the top of the hour, and we're gonna do, because I mentioned it in that one video, doing the live meditation. We're gonna do that right now. Somehow we're gonna keep talking. It's at least the top of the hour. From there, we're gonna do a 5-minute meditation. Everybody, within your own self, if you're still here, awesome. And then we're just gonna be silent. You know what I'm saying? Silent. Breathe. Intentionally think about the annihilation of the world. We'll get at least 5 minutes in tonight.
Perfect.
And yeah, man. Let's keep looking at certain comments. You can say whatever you want next, Mark.
No, I was just gonna agree with what you were saying. That's, once you get to a certain point, when you understand the situation here, and you understand why you're here, or what you can do, it becomes a powerful thing, man. It becomes so powerful. It's like, I never thought that I would be on this course. Like, I didn't know that this was going to turn out the way it did. Like, growing up, I was deeply into the Christian thing, and if you would ask me some odd years ago about what I would be saying right now, I mean, I would look at you like you were crazy. I mean, I've even had dreams where I was, fighting fucking angels, pulling angels out the sky. I mean, I've had dreams about that, fighting with angels. Like, this is that's hardcore stuff. And I was like, if you would have asked me some years about that, I would have thought that was just completely insane. Like, no way that's me talking. But now it's like, that is the only thing I can think about. There is no greater task than the destruction of the earth. No greater task.
This
No
is
greater task than uncreation.
right.
Uncreation is the pivotal. That is what I breathe. That's what I want. That's what I desire. Everything that I've done up to this point is for that. I mean, there's nothing else for me that's more important than that. Absolutely
Right.
not.
Right. And I hate to keep talking about myself within my own ego because this is more than me. But again, like my name, it starts with UN. I've had the nickname Uno since the 3rd grade. UN, uncreate, unconsciousness, untap. You get my point? Like
Right, right.
listen, man. Like, so like you said, man, every single one of us, I'm sure if I were to get to know more specifically about anyone, I would be able to tell you, there's a reason why you're here right now. There's a reason why you're tapped into this type of energy. You have this raging spirit. If I were to, so I just know me. So that's why I'm only talking about, myself right now, and Mark is talking about his experiences, so you should know those level of synchronicities. Please know that.
Thanks. I mean, even with my name, like I didn't really care about it too often, but when I found out what my name meant, like there's so many different facets to it. And one it means hammer, and then another it means warlike. And it's like, it's like it's just all there. And then you got the whole Mars thing with the Scorpio, and it's like it all ties in. It all ties in. And then the fascination with the dark and with the darker aspects, of course, being heavy with Scorpios. It's just incredible stuff. The death energy, all that type of thing. It's very powerful stuff. Very powerful.
For
It's
sure.
something.
Yeah, shit, man. My goodness, man. This is some hot shit. I'm happy we still have like a good like 20 some people here in the stream. Can't wait to get to the top of the hour. We got here. Let's see. Shingai, he said, my entire astral experience is warfare against existence itself and all entities attempting to maintain it. Train your
Perfect.
subconscious. That's key.
Perfect.
Because we know we just talked about that, of course, throughout this stream, that being the repository, that subconscious. If you can really structure that, that's a great thing to say there, Shingai. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, definitely look to, what's the term? Hygiene it, you know what I mean? Clean it up, train that, no doubt. Because if you can make that a little bit more squeaky clean, a little bit, because that subconscious is fucked up in many, like all the shit that we're, immersing ourselves in the conscious, it's getting back to that, so you want to definitely be very intentional about what you're consuming on a day-to-day. You know what I mean? Be very intentional. You know what I mean? Don't just give your energy to just some bullshit. You know what I mean? Be very careful about what you are absorbing. And that's why we know with like the TV. And you mentioned that from the last stream, Mark, how that's just an energy zapper, honestly. You're just giving your energy out all the time. And it's not just there nowadays with the TV. We see that now. It's just on, with the phone or the fucking laptop, the tablet. It's the same shit, the black screen, the portal. At least watch something that, is something of fruit. This
Yeah.
fruit, or, it doesn't got to be all this all the time, but, make sure you're eating some real shit like this. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, that's what me and Shengo talk about a lot. He talks about when he watches anime, and how he finds these different characters and he relates them to the myth. He says, peep the mythos. That's his thing, right? And he means like find yourself in the story. So if you are the antagonist, what are you fighting against? And try to really embody that. And what the antagonist is doing is what you should be doing to solve the problem. So I think that's some powerful stuff when you can look at something that was meant for entertainment, but yet you can tap into it and find a way to deepen that in the subconscious area of your mind to use that for your intent, for the purpose. It's incredible stuff. It's really incredible stuff. I mean, and a lot of people don't do that. They just watch it for entertainment. But if you could actually tap into it and see the messages and see what's really been transferred through the images and through these shows, I mean, you could really get some powerful stuff, some powerful insights, especially with anime. Anime is littered with it. I mean, my goodness. I mean,
Yeah, anime's
You did
esoteric as shit. You know, I know he loves that
very much so.
JJK. JJK's coming out next month for a new season. Anyone that's already been about that type of show, that's a great type of one to definitely tune into. If you haven't already, get into a type of anime like that. That's just one of many, like Mark is talking about. I mean, I was Attack on Titan, you know, Aaron, like that
Oh
Jaeger.
yeah, yeah. Start the rumbling, motherfuckers. That
Oh,
was so perfect.
yeah, that shit was hot, man.
That
Fucking
was
what
literally.
was his was it his half brother or some shit? Was it and how he was trying to he was on that, you know, not procreating shit too. He was trying to be like,
Right.
oh, let's euthanasia or some shit, castrate. Um yeah, castrate, you know, not make them able to procreate. Yeah, that show was deep as shit too, man. Like, I love that Attack on Titan. That's another one. There's just so many. That Japanese
So
culture,
many.
and you just think about it. You know, Japanese, their fertility rates have always been very low, right?
Very low, yet even lower now. I mean, they get it.
Yeah, they know it. They know it, and they still having a good time for this. And that's the thing. Like, yeah, for right now, for what it is, for a certain level, yeah, enjoy your time here, relatively speaking. But like, we know the true great work. You know what I mean? Don't
Right.
get it twisted. You know what I mean? But yeah, while you are getting some level of entertainment, because yeah, we all right
Might
now.
as well put it to use.
What
Yeah,
was that?
might as well put it to use.
Oh yeah, because you should be able to see the light, you know, see the crystals within it. Like how
Right.
Peep the Mythos. Yeah, it's there, clear as day. Really, when you have the eye to see, when it's open, you can't. It's so clear.
I think Jojo Bean says he said that's why every RPG and anime is about killing God, and the Japanese are censored on. Yes, they are. Uh, like one of my favorite animes, Bleach. Uh, the whole thing about that for a certain part of it was for the antagonist, quote unquote, to go to the Soul King, who was essentially God in the Bleach universe, and kill him. So which he does do at some point. But of course, you know, in animes, they like to always give the upper hand to the quote unquote heroes who actually are the bad guys because they're trying to uphold the status quo of the world and they don't ever want it to stop. But yeah, it's like so many animes have that kind of theme of ending suffering or the antagonist, the quote unquote antagonist being the ones trying to end suffering or to fight against God because I mean they recognize what the enemy is, and they're trying to get that message across. The Japanese are very good at it. All these animes are extremely esoteric. They are packed to the brim. A lot of them have great Gnostic interpretations laid throughout all of them. It's really good stuff. I need to get more into the anime. I've watched a few, but I haven't watched as many. But I definitely need to get more into it because it's really powerful stuff. Very powerful.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of anime. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know why. Like right now, it's like I'm trying to think of like other ones. I because there's certain ones that are just kind of just fucking around type shit. I'm not gonna hold you. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you said with Bleach, that was one. I've seen a certain few set of episodes, but like kind of like One Piece is like some of them. There's just so many fucking episodes. It's like if you haven't been in the initial bus, it's like man, catching the next train is like shit. Such a long way to go. But if you
Yeah.
got the time for it and like you know, man, it's I mean you don't it's not even like at the end of the day, man, you just trying to get a certain light. You can just go and watch some
Yes.
fucking random fucking episode and you'll see it. You know, you'll see the
True.
light that we're talking about. You know, it's not like again, yeah, there's a level of entertainment, but like we talking about the great work right now, like on some real shit.
And I tell you what, the Marvel movies also are those are man, those are bomb packed. That is the mythos been explained to the masses clear as day, clear as day in those Marvel movies. I mean,
Or
one of my favorite characters was Gore, the God Killer. You know, the God Butcher. I mean, uh, finding the Necro Sword, the Shadow Sword, and going on a rampage against all the gods, killing gods all across the galaxy and and the whole thing with Null actually being the embodiment of the void, trying to destroy all life and bring it back to the void, back to non-existence. I mean, powerful stuff, powerful imagery that they're putting inside these movies, and for the ones who can grasp it, it's great stuff. It's really great stuff. Yeah, I rock with Null for sure. I mean, that's man. As a
oh
character, that's just badass. I mean, you embody the void itself, and even these the Celestials in that universe were afraid of Null. I mean, he decapitated one. I mean, so it's just powerful stuff in those movies and those shows. Definitely watch it.
And it's crazy how they be putting it out there like that, you know? Because it's like, are they like? I heard a term where it's like they had to like give out certain information. I don't know what the truth or whatever level of that is, but I don't know if you heard that, where it's like they had to like put the thing out, you know, with things like this. And if certain people are able to, you know, tap in, then it's there. It's like, I don't know if it's like a cosmic contract where they have to like, I don't know. I've heard some crazy, you know, whatever people want to say it, but it's there. It's like, look, there's so many forms of the different entertainments like we've been talking about. It's like, damn, like, are they on our side? It's like in a certain sense too. It's like, again, it's like a mathematic thing at the same time.
Yeah,
we're talking about with this whole creation being, you know, inevitable destruction. You know, it's like, damn, you even see in the plays, you know, because the hero's journey, you know, it's just like at the end of the day, it will lead to its own end.
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like these people, they know more than what they let on. That's what I'm saying. Like in all these forms of entertainment, these movies, these shows, these video games, these people are clearly knowledgeable about these myths, about what they stand for, what they mean. And when they create these shows and these entertainment platforms, they're using these stories and telling the people these things. It's like it's just so laid out there in the open. These people know the occult. Again, they know the magic, they know the myths, and they are putting them out there. And it's like it's incredible to see. Definitely.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Untapped. Yeah, Bobby Hemmett. I have a whole list of different. I might put it in the description. There's just so much. Yeah, Bobby. He's always like, watch this movie, do this,
Yeah.
Man, even like this one show called Welcome to the Dairy. You know, even Pluribus. You know, that's another show where Pluribus is like there's like a mind virus. There's like this alien whatever thing, and then it fucking contaminates pretty much all of humanity except just a certain bundle of humans that aren't fucking with the virus and, you know, alien fucking conscious or some shit. Like all these fucking shows, man. What's another good show? I mentioned in them one video, Severance, Apple TV. That's a very Gnostic show too. It's not just necessarily anime. You know, all these shows, it's all just story shit. You know, the Steven Spielberg, there's one movie that he got coming out next year. I just saw a trailer. I forgot the name of the movie. But just like, you know, with the religion and shit, story writing, it's all the same shit. Like I said, with the hero's journey, and that's really the sorcery in a certain level. It's all just, and you say these terms, it's like, ooh, but it's really not that deep. You know, we're all watching this format, and it's like just for certain people that may hear these terms, it's like, oh my goodness, like it's people get so caught up in these terms, like suffering. It's like they think it's so dark, and it is in a sense, but it's not like really like that deep. You know what I mean? Just like when you see certain, you know, iconographies, you know, statues and stuff. It's like, oh, and that's again to keep certain people away. You know, you see a certain image or word, and it's like, oh, but again, it's really again to keep a certain few out that's really not supposed to even be about it. It's only inviting a certain people that are really open to these things. And once you see it again, once you peep the mythos, shout out to Shingo, you see really what it's talking about. It's talking about a certain inner truth that's way more than some old fucking I'm fucking whatever fucking scared or some shit. Yeah, Bobby Hammond. I'm gonna say some because like I said, I have a whole list of shit. I'm gonna pull that up real quick of just a random fucking movie. I'm just gonna say some shit relating to something that Bobby Hammond mentioned before. There's just so many different movies. Thunderheart was one that he mentioned before. The White Buffalo. Fucking, I'm just saying it for anybody that wants to maybe make just jot it down. Little Buddha was another movie. I mean, there's just so many fucking movies, man. There's a whole fucking Bugs Life, nigga. Like you remember that one movie back in the day, Bugs Life? That look at like all these movies, man. Like where you really like there's fucking, especially these like kid movies that you used to watch. You know, it's different too. Let alone like for a movie that you or show that like you're watching now, but especially like for something that you watched from before and you now revisit it again. Bugs Life, I'm sure a handful of us watched that before. You go back, it's like, damn, them ants for awesome shit. You know?
Yeah, so see, there's a comment that Shingo left here, and I'm going to read that because that's really good. He says, yes, that is the mythos. They show you the truth, Hold on, wait. Oh yeah, that's the one. They show you the truth, but they always kill it. Just peep it, and know that they're gonna kill it. They're gonna kill it. That's the ritual. Exactly. They're trying to kill the antagonists who are trying to undo their system, undo their world, undo their creation. And they always end the shows with the antagonists being the ones who lose. And he mentioned to me that that's why he always shuts off the show before they show the antagonist losing. Like every time the antagonist gets close to their goal and does it, that he says that's when he shuts off the show because he doesn't want them to subconsciously program that part of them killing him into
And
that.
Shingal's
It's,
on it, bro.
man,
That's the way to
dude,
go. That is the way
dude,
to
that
go, bro. That is the
dude,
way to go.
bro is like a firecracker, man. Just a whole wealth of information that, and the way he thinks about stuff. I mean, just an asset to this whole thing. It's like unbelievable. But yeah, that's some great shit, man. Great shit there.
That's
But it's
exactly
true.
it. Everybody,
Yeah.
that is some. We are in war. Nutrition is war. We know this. A dog eat dog world. You know, fucking competition of capitalism. We know this. This is so. Yes, we are. All this is fucking tactics, and that is such a great point. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm going to make
Yes.
sure I do that too. I am not watching. Yeah, you know that's how they do it, and that's such a great point. This is all ritualistic. Such a great point, Shingal. Yeah, they try to make our energy lose because they're just trying to prolong this world. That's all it is. They're trying to maintain.
Exactly.
You know, oh, we're winning when they know they're losing. That's why they try to make those programming and all that, you know, shit come out. But yeah, that's such a great point, Shingal. Thank you, because I wanted to emphasize that yeah, turn that shit off. Once you know that, okay, you can tell it's getting to that. Watch some other shit or move on to something. Yes, thank you, Shingal. Because yeah, thank you for saying that, Mark. Thank you for saying
Exactly.
that.
And then
At
you
that point,
got
the movie's over. The show's over.
right. And then you got Untapped Potential. He says Warlock is another good one. That was a great film. Great intent. With the Warlock, the sorcerer, who essentially his whole mission is to find the Great Grimoire and use the name of God backward to reverse all creation, to literally destroy the creation itself. I mean, so of course he's the antagonist, and of course they always do what they do. They find a way to stop him before he's able to do it. But yeah, that's just another great example of that. How the antagonist to them is always the ones trying to destroy the created order, trying to go against the bastard gods, and undoing this shitty creation. So I mean, it's always you know it's coming. Anytime they give you that information, that truth of what needs to happen, they're always trying to kill it. So it's crazy. That's why that makes sense to cut it off before they get to that point. It's like game over, we win. Fuck you.
Right.
I'm not watching to the
It's
end where
also
you
like
kill our
video game
guys.
shit, you know. It's like, oh, it's kind of petty in a sense, but no, like this is bigger than that. It's clearly bigger than fucking playing a video. But I
Yes.
just wanted to like kind of compare it to something fun. Yeah, such a great point, Mark. Thank you for expressing that, emphasizing that. Yeah, shout out to Untap for Wordlock, all you guys with the different,
Yeah, different movies.
movies that and shows and whatnot. What's another one I had here? Highlander, 1986. I think I already mentioned Thunderheart.
I
Tomb
haven't seen
Raider,
Thunderheart myself.
1984. What was that?
I haven't seen Thunderheart. What's that one about?
I haven't either, nigga. I made a note. I was like, okay, eventually, sometime down the road, watch Thunderheart. Bobby Hemmett, shout out, spiritual teacher. It's Sag season. Bobby Hemmett's a Sag. I love him, use some Sag energy. Shout out to whoever is that.
Yeah,
I
sure.
don't know that either, bro. So I don't want to. If anyone, if they want to put it in the comments, that really about you remember, but yeah, I don't want to lie already. I don't. Demolition Man is another one. Any Thor movie too, like Thor again with the Jupiter, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Yeah, man, it's Alien versus Predators. There's just, and again, it's talk about the duality. You're getting the entertainment, but you are peeping the mythos. You're getting the inner truth consciousness, crystals lies within it. It's a great thing, man.
And there was another movie I had. I don't know the title of, but when I found out about it, I thought it was just incredible. So essentially, it's like one of the antagonists in the movie. He develops this weapon called the egg, right? And essentially, it's like this giant life-killing bomb that goes off and destroys all life on Earth. And his reasoning for it is he fears reincarnating. He fears being trapped in a reincarnation cycle. So what he does is, if there are no people to reincarnate, you can't reincarnate. So if there is no life at all, there's nothing to reincarnate into. So his whole thing is to develop this anti-life bomb that essentially wipes out all life on the planet, kills everything. And to the most people watching that, that's like, oh my God, that's so horrible. How could you do it? And it's like, that man right there, he's saying he doesn't want to be a fucking slave. He doesn't want to be part of this system, subjected to it nonstop forever. So he's like, I'm going to do what's necessary and destroy this motherfucker. He gets it. You don't want to be a part of a system, you break it. You break the will. You don't obey the will. You break it. It's like you don't go along with a cycle that's trying to harm you and enslave you. You destroy it and find ways to sabotage it. That's what you do.
Real shit. Looks like Shanghai saying that it's called the egg for what you describing.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah. That's
the
one.
Yeah. Man,
Infinite, yeah, with Mark Wahlberg.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called. The Infinite. Yeah, Infinite. That's a great one.
Damn, man. We know it. Children and Men. Did we say that already? Shout out to Life is a Curse. Man, there's just so many good movies out here, man. Core is another one. Oh, he said no, it's called Infinite. Okay. Love that I love any antagonist. Like, honestly, I was thinking too about what you mentioned, the Marvel series. We all know with the Avengers, Thanos, you know.
Yeah, Thanos.
It was like, it was too significant. They're like, no, we can't have it that he's gonna do everybody. It's just half of the world. You don't want to make it too clear, you know.
Exactly. You caught that too, right? It's like, they will always half-ass do a job. Like, if he was really about it, he would have snapped twice.
Right. Like, man, that was a tease like a mug, man. They really did not, man. It would have been too much. And he had his points. If you really listen to what he was saying in certain, scenes, it's like, I got a point,
Right.
like, of course, man. Said pronatalists are afraid of the world ending up like the movie Children of Men. Have you seen that one, Mark?
The Children of Men. I think. No, I haven't seen that actually.
I don't think I have either. But
yeah, I haven't.
Another person now that has said it. There's two people that have said that.
I'm definitely gonna have to watch that.
Right? Life is a Curse said it, and we got Loner Getting Stronger, mentioning 2 Children of Men. So any one of us that's here, that's definitely look into that movie, guys. Appreciate you guys showing the different.
Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I'm taking all these to heart and gonna have to watch them. The Happening. I never seen that one either.
What did I tell you before about that 241? I know it's not 2. I see it for the live. It was just before 2 hours, 41 minutes on the call.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
there you go. Just getting near that 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And I told you before with that synchronicity, shout out, rest in power, Brother Panic. He mentioned before, there's a synchronicity about that 241. You saw it just there for a moment. Now we're getting to the top of the hour. Now we here. So we're at the top of the hour now too. Let's hold up. So The Happening 2 is excellent. Another Mark Wahlberg movie. Okay. I'm not that cultured when it comes to movies. There's a lot of movies I had not watched, so that's why I literally hit my list is just crazy. I just pick one, and it's like, okay, I'll watch this one day. Man, I appreciate it. You guys have put me on. Life is a Curse said Children of Men is about infertility. Women can't breed anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that movie. I didn't know what it was called, but yeah, I remember that movie. Great movie. Great movie. Yeah, that was a doozy.
Yeah, it looks familiar when I'm looking at it right now with some Google images, but I don't know if I fully, some movies you kind of just watch out of the fucking random, and then because you didn't intentionally go out of your way to watch it, it's like you kind of but yeah, I'm definitely gonna look to watch. Yeah, there's at least 2 people that mentioned it, 3, whatever. Yeah, I gotta look into that. So y'all are some of the only people I like. Man, Jojo B, appreciate you. Likewise. Yeah, likewise. Anyone that's been here at 20 plus people or whatever, I know there's going to be more later on. Anybody that's about that, you guys are the true people that I really like. Like, I know we're not like within the same proximity, I'm over here and you guys are over there, but like we are all within the same vibe. And I appreciate you. Like Untapped said, these type of, from the other stream, Untapped said this, these types of, hangouts, you know what I mean? Just, vibing together, and just talking about whatever. It's multidimensional. It's not just even doing the great work. It's helping our sanity, you know, and
Right.
helping us live another day in a sense to do the great work, you know.
Right, right.
You
Because
know,
a lot of times, we don't, like, most of us, we don't have that in our actual lives. Like, we don't have that ability to discuss these things with people and they get it. I mean, you have to explain so much to people, and it's like, at that point you just don't fucking want to explain. Like, no point. No point. So it's like, when you finally are able to get around your people and talk, and you don't have to explain anything, you just know, and I know, and and we're all on that same page. It's like, just that understanding is such a thrilling and comfortable thing, to be able to, have that, where we can understand each other and we don't have to explain it. We know, we're already on that time. Perfect.
for sure, for sure. Well, it's 2:45. You know, it's 2025 is what they say. So let's look to do that 5-minute meditation.
Hell
Like I
yeah,
said, I don't know what
absolutely.
it is, but whenever I do these streams, I just like standing. So I'm gonna stand and meditate. I'm gonna close my eyes here. I got my, watch or whatever, and I'm gonna time 5 minutes, and I'm gonna let you know, you guys know when we're gonna. So wherever you guys are, wherever, if you're listening in the car, don't close your eyes. Please drive safe. But if you are sitting down or whatever, we're gonna start that live meditate together about the annihilation of the world, whatever way that is to you. Perceive that, intentionalize that. Think about the different senses too. Shout out to Brother Panic. One of the simple ways to do a meditation technique is use your different 5 senses. Of course, seeing within your mind. Another way is, of course, feeling the annihilation, smelling the annihilation, all the different
Mm,
senses, just because that's just going to further
powerful.
intensify it. And so I just wanted to mention that too before we get it. Mark, if you want to say anything before we start.
Oh, let's do it, man.
All right, so I'm about to time it right now. Again, wherever you are, just get comfortable. Again, if you are driving, if you are listening to this while you're driving, again, you don't have to fucking close your eyes. Just, again, intentionalize this type of perception in your mind, and we will look to begin now. All right, so that was 5 minutes. Shout out to anyone that's here. Looks like most people are still here. Awesome, awesome. Yes, meditation is necessary, and intentional meditation, because technically, like, there's so many different levels of meditation that we kind of do kind of innately, but like really just focusing on like one thing or the nothingness, or in this case, the annihilation, to return to the nothingness. Yeah, shout out here. Don't want to mispronounce your name, but yes, meditation is necessary. And thank you for everyone that participated in it. Thank you, Shengao. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody that put us. It wasn't even just Sheng. You know, you guys all pushed this to happen. It really did. That shit was like, damn, like that was it. But at least we have that on the live, and something potential next one. If you want to go back to this once it comes up on the channel, because it's ingrained, you know what I mean? It's all of our energy within that 5. So if you want to come back to that, and say, you know, when you're going back to that 9 o'clock or whatever time this is in your zone, you're going to be in this with not just yourself, but everybody for what we just did.
Perfect. That's great. I love it.
Right? Everyone has their own way of achieving the flow state. Yes, Jojo Bean, we do. And I felt it from I was like, damn, I'm about to sleep, standing up real quick. Oh man, how you feel, Mark, from that?
I feel excellent. I love that was able to happen. That was very good. I appreciated that. I appreciate you for offering that to happen. I mean, that's that powerful intention, that potent, put together in one place, and people who have that same intent all in one. That's powerful magic there. Powerful. Powerful stuff. And if we would do that every day, oh.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, man, if we can get a specific time. Now, I will say this. Like I said, the enemy is watching. So,
of course,
like, this is all war. But we know we gotta. So you know. So I don't know who else is, but that, you know,
and that's what fact. And that's why we have the advantage of being chaotic. Order is stale in the way that it operates, and so when you deal with chaotic people and chaotic beings who are trying to manifest chaos, that can get tricky. So it's like, that's why I say you don't even have to have a specific time or set time. Do it whenever. I do it every day, all day, literally. Like I this is a mindset that I have constantly. The destruction of the earth, the destruction of the world, creation. This is something that I keep in my mental state constantly. I never go a day without thinking about it, because it's something that needs to happen. And so long as I'm going to live, I'm going to be a point of that entropy. I'm going to manifest that however I choose to do it, because that's why I'm here. It's like there's no other point. There's nothing else to do. So I'm going to try my fucking best to make sure I put that energy out as efficiently as possible. And with that, joined with your intention and with Shangel's intention, with all the intentions of the people who are here with us who did that meditation, that's powerful shit, man. And if we do it every day, oh, we will see results.
No doubt. And we
technically we already are seeing results.
I'm about to be on the same wavelength. I'm about to say, like, we already seeing that, man. It's just you're gonna see a little bit. Yeah, man. Shout out. That entropy, you gonna feel it. Again, I go back to that live stream from before. Untap. It's like everybody, whether they like it or not, we all feeling it. It's just gonna be a little bit more intensified, because we coming from that, man. When people see any one of us, they're gonna feel that entropy further radiate, man. Like, that's all it is, man. That's all it is. So yeah, shout out to everybody for being still here on the live stream. We going now near the 3-hour mark for how long we've been doing this. But we'll look to be wrapping up soon. Is there anything in particular you want to say next, Mark?
No, I think we did a pretty good job, man. I think I got out everything I wanted to say.
Yes,
this was a great chat, and this is I am so happy we did this. And that meditation, that was like the fucking icing on the cake. Shout out to you for even suggesting that. That was perfect. And so just knowing that people can go back to that and watch and participate over and over again, fucking phenomenal. I love it. Great job.
Appreciate you, Mark. Appreciate Shengao, because you guys had a past live stream. I remember I watched it from time. I never talked to Shengao at that point. I already, we talked, that was years back before. I never, you know, talked directly to Shanghao. But when I saw that one, and I saw a couple ones before that, I was like, yeah, this Shanghao nigga, he's a different cat. And when he said that, I was like, because I'm all about what's really feasible. Like, it don't matter who you are. Again, at bottom, this is something that anybody. And when he said that on the stream that you guys were at, I was like, damn, like this is at least something like you mentioned with the dreams and different, like more than what meets the eye. And it's like, again, it's not like a 4-week course. You know, you got to get a fucking license or something. No, like,
right.
Anything anybody can. I'm all about that. You know, Aries, action. What can we do? This is a year of, you know, March. 2025 is a 9 numerology. It's associated with March. This is action, and this is a conclusion to the year too. You know, a lot of the 9 is it's a whole. It's a, you know, it's like a conclusion. It's like a, you know, transformative completion too, because if you're going to transform to something, you got to kind of complete what was prior. And so I appreciate, you know, you and Shane Yao, because like I said, man, you guys have had some heavy live streams. I'm looking forward to one with him. You know, I was wanting him to join us.
That would be great.
like you said, the way that he can explain, you know, the occultism, you know, Egyptian mythology, like this man can really, like, I've seen you guys go back and forth, and this guy is really about it, and he needs to see more people listen to him, man. Like you said, this guy's a militant, man. This guy, I have not, like, I love my boy SQS, man. Like, that dude, since 2017, I've listened to his fucking videos on the daily. I didn't know what else to do with my life. I did other, but like he, again, we all do our own paths of this shit, and he has done a lot. But like someone like Shane Gao, like this nigga, it's just, he's always fucking coming with some other shit, new shit. I'm like, man, this nigga, yeah, 2026, year of the timeout, yeah, and/or Kalima. Oh man, shout out to Kalima. Oh, Kalima. Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward to the new year. Yes, I'm definitely gonna look to rewatch this too. Shout out to my boy T Sizzle. Oh, you good if you were busy, bro. I hope you're doing okay, T Sizzle.
Absolutely. Shout out, man.
Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. This was, like you said, a great live stream. It's only getting better. I feel like from the Black antinatals we did before, and then the other one, it just keeps on going.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm definitely gonna look to do more. I have the other one posted next time. It's gonna be much more lighter than this, but don't get it true. We gonna always get back to this dark shit, no doubt. Because but the other one is just kind of like, you know, like, oh, you know, to the son or daughter, the offspring I never had, you're welcome. Because like, I was talking to myself, obviously, in a clear sense, like you said, with the reincarnation, it's just your lineage. So you're talking to yourself. I'm literally talking to my blood cells right now, like, you're welcome. You know, we're not having to. And so there's so many things like that. For that next live stream, guys, it's similar time for next Friday. That's going to be one similar like the one we had from not even 2 weeks ago, where anybody can come up, you know, just put it out in the ether, what you would want to say to that, you know, son or daughter, offspring that you never had, you know, just kind of saying, like, as in a written or spoken word, you know, what you would want to tell them. You're welcome, and why, you know, for the multitude buffet cuisine of reasons for why obviously you're not wanting to impose birth and death to them. So that's going to be the theme for that one coming up. And every now and then I'm definitely going to look to do more of these live streams, especially this type of shit, because this is that base unconscious God, you know, chaotic stuff. This is it. And then, you know, we have other ones that are a bit more light, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but, like,
you know,
this is it.
But I mean, you know, all of us gathered together like this. I mean, you know, a bunch of chaos gods meeting in one place. That's some powerful shit, man. That's powerful shit. So it's like this was perfect. Like, all of us embodying that and standing together in that goal. I mean, each and every one of us, a god in our own right, carrying out this message, carrying out this task, perfect. And however we choose to do that, however our methods, is still the same intent, the same fire. So that was great. I am definitely looking forward to having you and Shangel do a live stream together. That would be awesome. I would love to listen to you and him go back and forth. That would be great.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably do one like him one-on-one like this, but then you're gonna be on another one, but then no doubt. And then from there too, you know, I like the ones where I can kind of focus on one person, and then like we really hone in on a certain persona back and forth, because that was cool too. And then keeping it though for other ones open, but like these type of one-on-ones or just a 3 or 4, like very like the other one too, because it was just me untapped, use your mind against life for a little bit, you a little bit, you know. All that shit. I think the guy chaotic, you know, all that shit, you know.
Intense.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, we'll end it here. Shout out to everybody. Yes, chaos, love.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everybody. I hope everybody has a great weekend. You know, I know it's a holiday season, but for whatever that is to you, just enjoy what there is to enjoy, but know the great work. Know what, you know, we are here really. What else are we really doing? As we know,
Right,
anybody that's
right.
we know, you know, I'm talking to the choir, we get it. But I like that, you know, again, we are, you know, I know with antinatalism, you know, we know that, we get it. We know we're not, that's easy. But like, let's put a little bit more to it. And it goes back to the nothingness, because we are doing something, but like we know, it's really, nothing is really, there's nothing really, you know, going on. You know what I'm saying? Like there's really
Yes.
no you know, there's somethingness, but there's really nothing. You know what I'm saying? We all know, we already have the talk. But yeah, we'll end it here, guys. You guys have a great rest of the night. Be safe, and until next time.
Peace. Held the void, held the endless night.
Amen to that. All right, peace, guys.